never heard of it.
Okay.
I used to work at Circuit City.
Circus City.
Did you actually? Do you need to use the facilities before we start?
Oh, yeah,
No, you can't leave the room.
I'm already here, so. Is there a
You
light?
started?
Yeah,
I haven't even shut the fucking door. Don't slam the fucking door.
Hello.
Are we good on audio?
Yeah.
Did you even test the fucking audio?
Yeah, it's good.
Wait, you actually tested it this time?
Yeah, I did.
Normally it takes about 30 minutes to get set up.
Yeah, so
We gotta test the levels.
So the thing is, it's like a little, doesn't really look like it's doing much, but I think it is, so I guess
Cool.
we'll see.
Oh yeah, the levels aren't actually moving more than a millimeter in any direction, but I'm pretty sure it's good. Spot on?
Alright. Are you ready? Or?
I don't know.
No, never.
Can we start over?
Well, wait, yeah.
Hold on.
Okay.
Let us know when you want us to restart.
Go ahead and answer on your answer pads at home. When you want us to get going. Word about, bring up the answer pads. Right now we're sitting at about 7:20, 7:30. CST, CDT. This is daylight time. CDT.
Okay.
Do you know the difference?
It's probably just gonna be.
Do you know which one's which?
So.
Old Jim's gonna be here?
Dude, I don't know, maybe.
Alright, don't slam the fucking door. Here, let me set this down. Set that down.
Okay.
Let me set that down.
Set it down. I hope you guys understand that I'm missing RuPaul's Drag Race for this. So,
RuPaul?
RuPaul.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The fuck
It's
is
okay.
RuPaul?
Just a very, very famous drag queen who has his own show.
Drag race?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
It's
Not-
called Drag
not
Race.
a-
not
Not the,
the
cars.
car. No, not the cars.
How do you race
You
drag?
call it a drag?
Mm-hmm.
Is this our
We
chat?
should talk about that. Yeah, this is our chat.
Okay, everybody, we're gonna get started now.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
We're gonna
Hello?
count down.
Was it on that whole
3,
time?
2,
One.
1. Go ahead and click record, Brandon.
Alright, we started now. We started it.
Brandon clicked start right now. We're gonna go.
Alright, Brandon, what's
All right, from the
what's
top.
the show called?
No, you're
No,
Kyle.
dude, we can't do this
From
that
the top.
countdown shit again. Otherwise
Did we
you
do it
keep
last
doing
time?
it. Yeah, you keep doing it. You'll be like
Oh,
3,
no.
2, 1, and you'll be like, alright, we're gonna do it again. We're gonna restart again. We already restarted.
All right, sync
We're
it up.
ready. Oh my god. Alright,
Welcome
let's
back.
get some
My name's Nicole.
Yeah, this
My
is.
name's Kyle.
My name's also Kyle.
Yeah.
We had 2 Brandons and a Kyle last time, and we didn't take advantage of that.
What's this show called?
This one's called Poutines Are Good.
Yeah,
Poutine is good.
poutine is good.
Yeah, I can go with that.
Yeah, and
This is the podcast where we talk about poutines
Yeah, all about potatoes and
Yeah.
gravy.
and this is
and
Nicole.
cheese curd.
Yeah.
I'm Nicole.
And
Yeah, that's Nicole.
Welcome to our special guest, Nicole.
that is
Hi.
Nicole.
Woo!
And we're gonna talk about.
Did you get the streamers?
It's not a party without streamers.
Come on out.
True.
How funny would that be? If something was streaming in there? We should make
Be
that a
pretty
bit.
good.
Yeah,
That
we're
could
gonna
be
talk
a
about music and tattoos and koalas and
Koalas.
clapping and
Yes.
your
Sustainable food.
drag racer.
Oh,
Drag
yeah.
queen.
Let's start with your drag racer. What are you missing today?
I'm missing RuPaul's Drag Race right
Who's
now.
RuPaul? How did they get?
Did they do?
Well, it's, I guess, technically it doesn't start until 8, so I'm a bit early, but...
Wait, hold on a second.
I
Back up.
know I'm
no,
going
hold
to
on.
miss
I
it.
need you to pause.
Mm-hmm. Pausing.
What do you want your intro song to be? We got to know first.
Oh, that's
Before we get started,
It's important, actually.
this is really important because we have to synchronize the music up, and it's really hard to do it in post if we don't
We do a lot
start
of
it,
editing.
if we don't find that out before.
We're one of those podcasts where like we ask you a question and then you give a long answer and we just take the part that fits our narrative
Got
Yeah,
it.
real quick.
Okay.
frame it up. It's called
Yeah.
framing.
You know, I wish I just had one song in my head that I was like, you should go in
Yeah.
with that song, but I don't. But the first thought, the first song, the first
Song by Cisco.
the first song
Cisco.
that I thought, here we go again. The first song that I thought of was "Blueberry Yum Yum" by Ludacris.
Oh, yeah.
And
that's a good one.
I'm the type of person where I go with the first thought in my head. So there you go.
Gotta get that sticky icky.
It's just a great song to fucking bump to in the car. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. It's
You got a couple 12s. We're talking baby 8s.
What's your fondest memory listening to that song?
What's your fondest memory listening to this podcast?
I had a friend. Oh, which question do I answer?
Either one.
Dealer's choice.
They're both kind of the same.
I had a friend growing up that it was his ringtone, and so every time it went off, it was just like the same part of the song, and it always like just made me happy, and I was like,
Nice.
Luda just goes in. So
That's cool.
Did you know that his name is Chris?
I thought it was Chris Luda.
Chris.
Luda Chris.
Liss. Cruda Liss.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember
Chris Ludacris Bridges. It's his full name. That's his middle.
what was his name? Brian, the dude who was bald and used to do the
Silva?
no, he used to do like custom home design stuff with audio. He's tall and bald. Remember from that place?
Oh, I know you're talking about.
I have no recollection of that.
He did work for Ludacris once.
Nah.
Just throwing that at you. No one else is gonna get that. We know somebody who.
So we basically know Ludacris is what you're saying.
Yeah, basically. And apparently he has like a gate in front of his house with the
Why wouldn't
big over the top L.
Why wouldn't blast his last name?
And his mom just like no.
Bridges.
No.
Luda Bridges.
But anyways.
Luda Bridges falling down.
Yeah.
What is the first song that you guys purposely selected to be a ringtone?
I've never.
Oh my gosh.
Really?
Never made a song my ringtone.
I had so many. I got my first cell phone when I was 13.
That's too young.
I was in 7th grade. It was a flip phone.
That's too young.
Why? What do you mean it's too young?
Kyle looking. Hell yeah. Just came from a funeral.
Oh.
No.
No.
That's a prank.
Okay.
Beth is funny. That's a
for-
good joke.
A pre-funeral for children.
For those of you,
How you keep
What was I talking about? I forgot.
picking a ringtone.
Oh yeah, I got my first cell phone when I was 13. I was in 7th grade, and my sister was really into like Fall Out Boy. She's a few years older. She was really into Fall Out Boy and like Panic at the Disco. Yeah, and like all of those like pop punk bands. And so I wanted to be just like her, and I liked all of them. So I think it was like a Cobra Starship song, and it was something way inappropriate for what I should have had my ringtone, but it was probably on vibrate when I was by my parents. So
smart,
nice,
stealth mode.
Well, yeah.
You're not gonna.
I had my MySpace for a while, so you know.
Was it one of the like where it's all like 8-bit and there's no lyrics or anything? It's all like remember those on like the Nokia brick, where you buy the ringtone and would it be like super shitty quality? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that.
It was like a beep remix of a popular song.
Those are pretty.
Yeah,
cool.
totally. I remember buying those on my mom's cell phone that she had.
I bet she loved
before I had one. Yeah, she probably was never even paying attention to it, so she was like, "What?
You never set a song, Kyle?
No, I think.
What about an alarm? Did you pick a
No,
song?
I don't fuck with that.
Okay, we have to set your alarm now, dude. What are you gonna set it to?
We're not topping hypothetical.
Okay, fine.
If I had to set a ringtone now,
You got to.
if you get to, no. We're not talking about haves or have-nots. We're talking about get.
Okay.
Ooh, this tastes
I
good.
bet it's a Queen song.
Queen. Don't Stop Me Now by Queen. That's a pretty good
Nice.
one. I don't know, man.
When's the last time you called somebody and they had a Verizon ringback tone?
It's been a bit, probably 3
Really?
or 4 years.
Oh my gosh, you're so lucky.
I don't know. I don't really ever call people, so.
Okay, well,
For a long time.
in my job, I call a lot of people, and some of the people that I call have Verizon ringback tones, and I mean, as far back as maybe like 4 or 5 months. And every time I hear one, I'm always just angry about it. I'm like, we're so far past ringback tones.
Is it still like the Beethoven thing?
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah. It's almost always that.
So
It
gross.
kind of made me dislike that song, even though it's a really good song.
I can hear it right now.
Yeah.
I can hear the whole thing.
It's playing in my head.
Yeah, totally.
That's how Kanye
When
works.
when did you get your first cell phone?
I was like 16.
Okay.
So I was gonna say I probably missed the whole like.
Barely. By like 2 years.
Yeah, I think by that time it was played out, and
Mhm.
I was of the mindset that was not cool.
Okay.
So I probably just missed the bus.
That would have been when the beat songs were gone and they transitioned
The beat
to
songs.
the real songs.
The computer sounds.
30-second clips.
When the ringtone business really took a hit.
I remember all the commercials vividly.
The original cryptocurrency.
What?
Cell phone ringtones.
I think cryptocurrency predates cell phone ringtones.
You think so?
Yeah,
For real?
like cell phone ringtones probably.
That
Crypto's
was, like,
been around for
dial-up
decades.
days. It's crypto's as old as dial-up.
No, cell phone ringtones are like fucking 2000s.
That's like 20 years ago. 2000.
Shit, bud.
I feel like ringtones you could get earlier than 2000.
Really?
I feel like it. We could.
I think I'm in an alternate timeline. I'm gonna have to check out.
What's that thing where you can like put it on like a docket and then like revisit? You're like, hey, I'm gonna put that on my. It like starts with a P. I think.
A planner?
No. I'm gonna put that on the. I'll think of it.
The back burner.
Something.
Back burner. That works.
I'll think of it. It's probably not P. You know, it's just one of those things.
Now you fucked it.
The agenda? My docket? Are they saying a docket?
It's like we're gonna put that on the something.
I think they say docket for the
We're gonna put that on the hot plate. Get it cooking.
Yeah.
That's what they say.
I can't think of it. It's gonna piss me off.
It'll come back.
Yeah, it will.
Put it out there. It'll come back.
I just want to say I donated plasma today. This is my
fucking brag alert.
It's I can't really call it donating though. It's definitely selling because you get profit.
But you don't have to claim that shit on taxes, which is nice.
No, it's good money.
You don't get to.
But yeah,
oh no, I don't get to. That's sad.
Why would you? Yeah, why would you want to? I had a manager that started once, and this is very first day, and he walked in and was just like introducing himself, and I was like leaving, and he was like, hey, my name's blah blah blah, first thing you should know about me, I'm super laid back, like really really chill, I'm outgoing, I like to get to know people. Second thing you should know about me, and he starts to unbutton his like dress shirt and starts rolling up his sleeve, and he goes, these aren't track marks, I donate plasma. And I'm like, whoa, that's the second thing I need to know about you.
From the top, number one most important thing, super laid back.
Yeah. Number
Second
two,
thing, these are not drugs.
Oh my gosh. Once I got to know him, like a few months later, I was like, do you remember when you said that? And he was like, I don't know what I was even thinking. I was like so nervous. And I was just like,
were track marks.
Yeah. All right. He tells me. No.
My name's Jeff. Super laid back. Donate plasma. Might think I do drugs. Don't.
Yeah.
That's all you need to know about me.
Definitely do drugs. No, just kidding.
No, just JK.
Weird. People are so weird. Like the things they're like, this is what you need to know.
I found out recently that the hepatitis epidemic in Egypt is rampant. Like 40% of the population has hepatitis.
Insane.
And it's because they were giving people injections to cure another disease back before they realized that hepatitis was spread through the blood, so they used the same needles for a bunch of different people. And hepatitis is the liver disease, right?
It inflames your liver.
Yeah. There's a drug in the U.S. that costs like $80,000 per treatment course, which is ridiculously expensive.
Pocket change.
Yeah.
Someone
Chump change. Fucking make that bitch hail. Totally. But you can cure it. And the people who made that drug agreed to sell it to Egypt for much cheaper. So it's like $300 or $400 for a treatment course. It's real fucked. The drug industry is really fucked.
It's weird that they're able to do that.
Yeah, crazy how that works.
And still make money.
I'm just wondering, because hepatitis, there's like hepatitis B and like hepatitis C.
Yeah,
right?
Hep C.
Yeah.
The good one.
Yeah, what's the difference, I guess, between them?
One just kills you faster.
Okay. It's all just like a different length.
Is it herpes? Motherfuck, no, I can't remember.
Definitely not herpes. You can't cure that.
Yeah.
You can't teach
that.
that.
Keeps giving.
Yeah. You cannot teach that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, don't share needles, kids.
I didn't even know there's an epidemic, but that's cool of them to sell their drug for less. So this is like a useful tip for anyone that has prescription medicine that I learned on Reddit.
PSA.
Yeah.
Tell me.
It's Reddit Frugal.
Tell me about it.
If you have a prescription medicine,
tell me. We're talking together right now.
I won't tell them. I'll text you.
I'm gonna need you to sit this one out, Nicole.
Not here.
You can call the manufacturer and be like, I can't afford this, and they'll normally give it to you for way less.
For free.
A lot of times they will, but like they even say that in the commercials, but people don't really notice.
Yeah.
They're like, call us if you can't afford this or whatever. Like most of the time, you'll get it for like 70-80% less. Which has been a pretty big game
also,
changer.
like, why should it be so expensive in the first place?
It shouldn't.
Yeah.
But they can make money, and people will buy it. Insurance companies will pay for it, so it makes sense that they do. It's shitty and awful and broken, but like, even if you can afford it, and it's not ruining your life, you should try it anyways, just to see what happens, because you might save like $50-100 bucks.
The problem with curing medication is that you only really need to buy it once, and if it's cheap enough, and everybody buys it, then you don't make near as much money as if you make the price exorbitant.
Can you imagine how much money would be lost if breast cancer wasn't a thing anymore?
Oh,
they just
no.
found a cure. How many walks they won't have to have? Like, how many foundations would no longer exist? All that money, dude, it's insane.
Do you think they're hiding a cure
It's just
for
a
cancer?
conspiracy, dude.
Yeah.
We're kicking it back to episode 1.
Yeah.
Lots of thoughts.
They would lose too
Go
much
off.
money.
Go ahead and pop off.
Too many people have
This is your
died
chance.
trying to find the cure and then be like, right about to release it. It's too sketchy for me.
Go ahead and pop off.
But then the other side of me is like,
I tried to make a
cancer's
noise.
different for every person, so maybe you can't find a cure that works for everyone. It's different. But
Totally.
Cancer.
Right, so RuPaul.
Yeah.
You want to
Drag
talk about
race.
it?
Let's just talk about drag in general. Like,
We're
I don't
just
know.
honored that you would
As a drag
forego
fan.
another experience to be here with us today.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I was thinking about this actually, and I was like, were they just like texting each other last night and like, hey, who's the most uninteresting person that you can think of? And
That was
then
it, yeah.
you guys both texted at the same time. You're like, Nicole.
We were like, oh, it's
Why
so
didn't we think of
weird.
that sooner? And then, yeah, I was just like, oh, I don't know, I'm far too boring for that, but we'll see.
She's
Yeah.
actually here under duress. You're going to want to watch out for some blinking on the camera. If you're listening, go watch the YouTube video.
There's a big wink. Watch out.
What's a big wing as compared to
Like an exaggerated, as opposed to.
Like, you can hear it?
We're blinking at each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, RuPaul's Drag Race, missing it, season 11. I think it's episode 4 or 5.
Oh, it's a show.
It's a
like
show.
Alright.
Yeah, it's a TV
Did
show.
you record it?
No, because it will just be available for me to watch tomorrow.
How
On
does
demand.
how old is drag racing?
There's some ASMR.
This dude. I can't even listen to the podcast. He's doing PTSD.
You're like, I don't want to think back to that.
Can you hear the strawberries on my breath?
I feel like you should like kind of like rub your beard a little
Yeah.
bit. Not against it, like with something else. Like a paper would be good. Or your cup.
That's
You know,
good.
like I can hear it. Yeah, slap yourself a little bit more.
Kyle, if you could make twice as much money just doing that shit in
Fuck
a mic,
yeah.
8 hours a day.
Absolutely. Can you put that over?
Yeah.
Can you set it? Thank you.
That's weird. It's like porn for your ears or something.
Oh, we thought there was a real person that you were going to see. It was just a show?
Oh, it's a TV show, yeah.
Okay, well,
But it's on Thursdays.
You
New
made me
episodes are
feel-
on Thursdays.
you made
so
me feel bad.
Yeah, we feel less awesome. Thanks.
Well, yeah, why would you feel bad? I can watch it. It's on demand. It's not a huge deal. It's just
Go
like,
ahead and start watching it right now.
I mean, we can watch it at 8 simultaneously.
We'll
you
stream
know.
down the thing. Let's talk about sustainability, because that's something I
Yeah.
actually want to learn more about. How can we be more
Yeah.
sustainable as human beings?
People suck.
What are like the big apples to go after to fix
Well, like I actually thought like on like through my journey to like reduce my personal waste, like I just kind of started to think like, what am I producing each day? Like I started to become more and more conscious of like
I produce a lot of gas each day.
exactly, right? So methane can be bad, but yeah, just like, you know, it might seem like one thing at a time, but you have like millions and millions of people saying like, oh, well, it's just this one fork, it's just this one plastic water bottle, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, I recycle it, you know. It's just, it shouldn't even have a need in the first place. So I felt like there's not like a lot of big things. There's a bunch of little things that you can do to kind of start yourself in the right path. And I think first is just being conscious of it. Like even like when I'm in situations like in your room, for example, like that cup, the Chick-fil-A cup, like,
Bad
you know,
move, Kyle.
bad move. But it's, I mean, like, just now you're aware of it. You probably weren't even thinking of it before, but you have mostly things that
What if I told you I was
Can't
thinking
be-
about it?
okay, good.
And I still made the decision.
But yeah,
Does
it's
that make
just
me a bad person? How
I don't
bad
think
of a person?
I wouldn't.
You're the judgment passer.
No, I'm not. I wouldn't weigh how sustainable somebody is to if they're a good person or not. I just think that everybody has a little bit of a responsibility to like pick up after themselves or just not create waste. And if you start to be conscious of little things, it just starts to change your life, and then you don't have need for like, we as humans and Americans mostly just like pick convenience over anything else. Like anything that's convenient to me and makes my life faster or less gross or one less wash, whatever it is totally cool. And I just hate that mindset. Like, why can't we reuse things? Why can't we just not create? So like things I do, like first thing was getting a reusable water bottle that I liked and getting a reusable coffee mug, because I use those every day at work. And I see so many people around where I work with plastic cups with straws and coffee cups that can't be recycled and all of this other stuff. Are like cafeterias mostly compostable, but other places aren't. So it's just like, that was one thing that I'm like, this makes an impact on my day-to-day, like, and it's really easy.
That's
and like
pretty easy.
After a while it just adds up to be a lot.
Do you think I could take a water bottle to Chick-fil-A and they'd fill it up with shake for me? So I don't have
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I don't think that they would ever tell you no if you were like, hey, I want it in here. Because one, Chick-fil-A's whole thing is like, my pleasure. Like, oh, here you go. So they would want to please you. So if you want it in your cup,
really short skirts,
do it.
really low cut tops. My pleasure.
I probably couldn't work at Chick-fil-A because I have an alternative look. But that's a totally different topic.
They've also got a certain belief system.
They do. Yeah.
Kind of do.
Another time. But
that's next episode. Nicole's coming back. She's on Chick-fil-A. Stay tuned.
Sustainability. Another thing I did was I switched from like a plastic bottle body wash to like a bar of soap and a bar shampoo. Like not getting anything that has anything left over. When I'm done with it, it just washes away. There's nothing left.
That's smart.
So things like that. I'm trying to think. I don't use paper towels. I haven't bought paper towels in like a year and a half. Close to 2 years.
Like rags and stuff?
Yeah, I just use rags and just wash them. Like I have certain rags for certain purposes, and then I wash those mostly together, like to try to keep that certain family happy.
Microfiber cloth or something.
And it's just like, it's something where as I started to live without it, I was like, well, why would I even need it? That seems silly. And yeah, I'm trying to think of some other things. As a woman, there is, like the need for sanitary products and having something that's like reusable versus you creating waste with something that's natural in your body. That's a huge thing. It's a change I made like a year ago. Haven't created any waste with just like my natural menstrual cycle. So that's pretty cool.
Damn.
Yeah. It's that's something that like, as a woman that we can do to try to not, create that.
Yeah, my ex-girlfriend didn't create that either.
Yeah.
I feel like if every girl did, it'd probably save a bunch of waste.
And it's not for everybody. Everybody's body is different, but like if you want to try it out and it works for you, more power to you. But yeah, I guess what's like one thing that you guys would say that you go to the most for convenience that's like probably the most wasteful?
Definitely paper towels.
You think?
Maybe probably plastic water bottles.
Oh,
that's a pretty big one.
That's a huge one. And like my parents will go to Costco and get the big packs of the bottled water, and I was just at Costco with my mom like a week ago, and we were sitting in Costco like slightly arguing because I was like, why do you need that? Like, get a filter. Like, come on, because she's somebody in my life that I feel like I can hold accountable for it.
Yeah.
And she kind of will brush me off, but eventually she does like make changes in her life.
She's gonna get woke.
Yeah, so I feel like
wake up.
Yeah, wake up. That I thought of the System of a Down song.
Sod.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and sing it. You know it.
Go ahead and
sing along home with me. Why'd you put the
hello
on the table? You want? You
yeah,
felt like it.
Con, can we take you to Jack's or something and have you karaoke that shit?
I will talk. I don't think you trust.
And then Pondering Aimlessly again and just drop the mic.
Listen to my podcast.
Is this a segue?
Pondering.
Should we dive in?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, what?
Hold on.
What?
Are we not? Are we?
Do you have more questions?
Yeah. Okay. We'll detour really quick and then we'll come back.
Well, I mean, like, I feel like if we're gonna start music, it's gonna start. So.
That's true.
Yeah,
if you have any more questions,
go ahead and submit them in the chat right now.
I have 2 questions.
Yeah, totally.
One is there anything that you missed that was super convenient before?
I mean, I'm trying to think what affects me like the absolute most. I don't think so. I think that I'm really comfortable in my life, and I'm going to continue to make changes to reduce my impact and
your carbon footprint.
Yeah, I feel like, why is it fair to have my existence and then leave a bunch of shit behind? Like, that's not fair, right?
Right.
Like, I didn't ask to come here in the first place, so it's kind of rude of me to...
Fuck you, Mom.
And then,
bringing me into this bitch.
I love my mom. Yeah. Shiku.
If you,
okay.
I guess. If you could have every single person on the planet do just one thing, what would it be to, like, be more sustainable?
We're asking this is a hardball.
What's an easy one that everyone could do?
Not eat meat.
That is a pretty... Or even just beef, dude. Would
Oh,
have a
boy.
huge impact.
Meat.
Yeah.
Meat is the number one?
Yeah.
Did you...
To me, that's my personal opinion. Like, I think that is the easiest thing that could make the biggest impact in the shortest amount of time.
Can we get some numbers?
Because now we're past a point of no return. So, like, we can't do... Like, everybody, like, yeah, making small changes is good. But we need to do, like, big changes. Like, we have irreversible damage to our planet already. And, like, us as young, like, millennials and just younger people in general, like, we have to still be here. And we're going to have to live with all this shit. So we need to be the kind of generation that steps up and is like, okay, we're going to make sure that we can actually live here for a nice life.
What do you think some good methods for, like, all of the shit that exists already, cleaning that up? Like, have you looked at or thought about or talked about, like, the cleanup method to, like, is it burning shit?
Like, what do we do with all the garbage that's already
the stuff that's not compostable? Like, how do we get rid of that with the least impact on the environment? Because burning it creates CFOs, corporate
financial officers.
Yeah.
That's how they're all created.
CFCs, chlorofluorocarbons.
I don't have enough knowledge to know what would even be a good fit. I just know that the burning is questionable to me because I know there's countries in Europe that burn waste for energy.
Yeah.
So that one's interesting. There's a lot of, like, ocean cleanup stuff, which is pretty cool. Pretty sad in the first place that we have to put trash bins in our ocean, but that's another thing. Like, but I mean, at least if there's efforts to try to clean it up, but I mean, there's so many microplastics in the water that, again, irreversible damage. Like,
they found them how many meters deep in the Mariana Trench? I read something or heard something the other day that it was like 10,000 leagues under the sea.
Insane.
It was. Well, I don't know what the depth was, but it was like animals on the fucking ocean floor.
Like, with the light bulbs on their head and shit?
Yeah. Had that shit. They had traces.
Just like a piece of plastic stuck on its head?
Yeah, like...
It
was a really small organism, but, like... and proportionally micro traces, but when you compare that to, like, a seal or something, it was like a fucking watermelon size of plastic in them.
Yeah, there's... I mean, most of the plastic, like, the first plastics ever created are still on the planet. Like, isn't that insane? Like,
gross.
But it's so malleable. It's so versatile for different things. Is there any good...
Totally. But now we're at the point of we've overused it and just, I mean, everything. If you think about everything that is packaged, everything that contains any sort of plastic, like, think of how much that's just in anywhere you go. Like, if you walk into a Target and then there's thousands of Targets, you know, like, all of those individual like, it's just so much.
There's a lot of plastic.
Like,
how much plastic do you think there is?
Too much.
I need a hard number.
We
brought you here for a reason.
For hard facts.
I told you before.
I just
love plastic.
If there wasn't a need for it, people wouldn't create it, and
I'm such a piece of shit.
I'm just like, I'm against all of it. I'm kind of lazy, so I just like try to eat more chicken.
That's the problem.
Which is still not enough. But
yeah, so not eating meat is pretty quick and easy.
Yeah.
The age-old question that I have is like, would you guys say that you love animals? Like, would you say definitively, like, yep, I do, or no, I don't?
I like dogs a lot.
Would you say you love pets?
I used to say yeah, but I'm starting to like them less and less.
Okay.
So because of Dennis?
No, I just
is it Dennis's fault?
I don't know. I just feel like
that was one of your universal.
Like I want to say that I love animals and animals are awesome and like they're innocent and true, but like there's still like a super brutal side of all animals. Like you give like a small animal, like a small dog, a mouse, it's probably gonna like kill it in a super brutal way, and that's still like a life, you know.
I think
they kill each other all the time.
Don't let me speak for you, but I think where you're eventually going is that's natural, and the fact that we're
the way that we harvest meat is not natural.
Right, it's not natural.
It's fucking evil, dude. We bring them into existence to live in hell. I don't support that at all. But like hunting necessarily and eating that, especially like bow hunting, which is a little bit more primitive.
Yeah.
I feel like isn't as big of a deal as like buying meat at the store or something. Even though I do that myself.
Yeah.
Do. I'm just saying.
Well, what's interesting about like the hunting piece, I was talking to one of my friends and she was like, well, what about hunting? Like you have, we have to like keep the population of certain animals down and like things like that. And I was like, well, think about this. We're trying to control a population that exists naturally. And then on the other end of it, we're overproducing other animals just to slaughter them. Like, and then we're not calling that like, oh, well, we're just trying to, control the population of them. Like, it's just...
It is kind of weird.
I was talking to when I was talking to her, I was like, oh, I don't know. I guess I just feel like you said, it's just really, really terrible that we just, like, create...
Forcing them to grow.
Forces domination, and then we, like, fucking you're like, okay, understand with chickens... chickens are bred to lay an egg every day. Okay? Like female chickens. An egg is literally a period. It is a chicken period.
Yeah.
We have bred them.
So good.
Yeah, great, right? They taste great.
Human period.
But just listen. Oh my god. Gross. But, just, so imagine like something that would happen to this chicken once a month, and now because of what people have done to them over decades and decades, like now, they overcreate all these eggs, like, ugh. Yeah, so...
Yeah, it used to take me a week and harvest it into an egg. And that's like...
Harvested?
Yeah, remember that game?
I've cranked out about 3 eggs up to this point in my life.
Yeah.
But,
It's crazy, man.
Music. Can we go there?
If you want to, yeah.
I didn't mean to get dark.
No,
I mean,
it's
like,
fine.
That's it. We gotta talk about real stuff.
Yeah,
so the hard-hitting shit.
I never want it to come off that I ever, like, judge my friends and things like that because of the choices. All I can do is, like, inform you, and then when, or if you decide to make changes, just that excitement maybe you'd have with sharing that with me would be pretty cool. So,
all right, you can reach
I never want it to come
Nicole
off
at
like bad.
sustainableeater@gmail.com. Go ahead and share your success stories with her.
Yeah.
Food is like my number 2 favorite thing in the world, I think.
Love it.
It's so good. And I know that there's good alternatives now, much better than there used to be with like Impossible Burgers and shit like that. So maybe I should do better at trying things. I haven't even really allowed myself to try things to see if I like them. But I'm like such a big fan of burgers and steaks because I'm like,
it all fucking tastes good.
Man.
You're from Iowa, man. That's like the heart of it all. Food city.
Fucking Iowa. I am like seeing a guy right now who's from Iowa, so I'm sorry. Have heard over and over. We love it.
They're a bunch of fuckers down there.
Do you ever? So this is like devil's advocate, and I don't mean to be like a jerk at all. I'm just like throwing out there.
We brought
I don't think you would ever
to attack your.
I just don't feel like you should not challenge ideas. I feel like all ideas should be challenged until they're almost conquered, because that's how you progress. But
well, I mean, this is an example of challenging
but I'm
current ideas of
like,
status quo, right?
Yeah.
It kills. So like eating meat, like that whole industry kills a bunch of animals, but like.
But it also like really negatively affects our planet and other things. It's not just like killing animals. Like part of the reason that I don't eat meat and I don't consume dairy and things like that. Don't get me wrong, I love animals. Like I love my cat so much. Animals often when I look at them make me cry just because they're like, how can something be so cute? But at the end of the day, like I enjoyed eating them. Like I enjoyed meat. That tastes so good. Yeah, no, not my cat. I could never. But like at the end of the day, like the effects that it's having on our planet, like I can live without it. Like I just taught myself to live without it. I was somebody that if you ever asked me like 5 years ago, hey, do you ever think you'd stop eating this? I'd laugh in your fucking face. Like straight up. Like I just was totally in the same exact mindset. And then slowly when I started to challenge it and stop having it, I was just like, wow, I don't need that. I'm still alive. Like I just go, when I go to the plasma place, they test your protein, like you have to be between 6 and 9. I'm right in the middle, like 7.8. Like, like I can still live a life. So like all of the time I grew up and people telling me that, you have to eat meat to get protein and you have to drink milk to get strong bones and all of these animal products you have to have to be healthy.
Like the whole got milk thing.
Goddamn big egg.
Yeah.
We're just So that's my reasoning. I just try to, again, low impact.
You're a stronger man than I.
I was just gonna point out that like a bunch of small animals die harvesting like beans and shit like that from combines. Like they get like run over and like grinded up and stuff. Like so it's hard to. You're killing a lot less animals, but even if you're like eating meat or eating like a veggie life, like black beans are a huge part of that, and that's like all combine usually, unless it's like homegrown and stuff. So there's still like things dying for you to eat.
Totally, and I'm a realist. Like I understand that. There's always going to be things dying. Like you brought up the Impossible Burger. Like the Impossible Burger is going through a new study because they want to use a new like hemp-based protein from the way that Chelsea was explaining it to me. And in order to be able to legally put this in this burger, they have to do a test on animals. And so it's a huge debate right now in like the vegan community because it's like, while it's a plant-based burger that is saving tons of lives, but it's killing a lot of the mice that they're testing this protein on.
Yeah.
I mean, it goes both ways. There's not one way to do it. There's no cookie cutter yes or no. Like, there's no definite, like, animals are going to die. I'm fucking aware of that. But if I can control it not happening and I can still function as a human and like have less of an impact on the life that I live on this place, this fucking earth, then why not? Like there's no harm in it.
For sure. You're doing better than most people. So.
And it's not even like, I'm not trying to get like, like, oh, good for you, like sort of thing. It's just like, well, yeah, animals are going to die. And it's like, well, yeah, I fucking know that. But like,
it's just like,
why would you kill them? Like, you as a hunter, you probably could, if you wanted to fend for yourself, you could. I feel like you have the skills, like, as a hunter, like, you could raise your chicken and kill it and get that meat, and that could be your thing. But there's a lot of people that don't even know where their food comes from, and they couldn't do that. So, yeah.
I'm trying to recall, I'm pretty sure I heard in a video recently, I think it was Ikurzgesagt, which is in a nutshell on YouTube. They have a really unique animation style. If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. But was it that? I don't know. It was somewhere that was talking about eating meat led to faster human evolution and development. I don't know what the I didn't verify that anywhere, and I don't know how true those claims are. But I think the gist of, and it wasn't like it was part of a larger video, so this wasn't the sole point or anything, but just that allowed humans to develop brain processing power from like the Neanderthal stages or whenever we eventually started figuring out how to cook meat after we got the fire. The fire. I don't know. Have you ever heard anything about that? Do you know? Does anybody know?
No.
Can anybody talk about that? Somebody at home, go ahead and tell us.
Hello?
Chime
in the chat, please.
I showed you my dick.
Still,
please respond.
We're still pretty dumb for having evolved from meat. That is the case.
Yeah, just like going from basic like survival instinct and hunting to figure out how to fucking engineer shit.
Yeah.
I don't know what the validity is behind any of that or the legitimacy.
It'd be interesting to see who did the study.
Yeah.
Like,
can't even remember the fucking video.
Who made the food pyramid, pal? Who made the food pyramid? What did they say? Who paid for it?
Who paying you?
The Illuminati.
You always gotta look where the money coming. Where the money coming? Where the money going? Big egg.
Eat your grains, dude.
Fucking
all the way into diabetes.
I started watching Vice last night, which Christian Bale's in that, and Amy Adams, and your boy Mike from Office.
Steven?
Yep.
Stephen Carroll?
Stephen Carroll.
Yeah. Yeah.
From the Seahawks and USC.
Let me just show this on the screen because it's so nice.
Oh.
Yeah, that's good.
It's a little...
Hammy's holding up a mug that says "World's Best Balls."
Yeah, by Stephen Carroll.
Stephen Carroll.
Sponsored by Dunder Mifflin.
Brought to you by. Go ahead. We'll hit up the sponsor now.
Yeah.
Thank you. It was about Dick Cheney and him becoming vice president for George Bush.
Oh shit! So you watched that?
I started watching it with Justin.
I know
Justin told me. Let's see. I'm gonna put Justin on blast really quick.
Justin's right there.
Yeah, that Justin right there in the chat. Justin told me on Monday when I asked him when we should have a bro date. He said, "Let's have a bro date Wednesday, because then we don't have to wake up really early in the morning." And I said, "That's a great idea." And then I went over there and we had some food, which was nice, and played one game, and then we started watching that movie, and it was about 9:30. I'm just staring.
Okay.
They can't see me. John C.
Anyway,
Wait,
sorry.
Can you explain that waking up early part? Do you guys normally wake up early to hang out?
No, not me.
Okay.
He'd be waking up at like 5 o'clock in the morning to do weights and shit. He said, "I don't have to wake up early on Thursday." And then this boy said, "Ooh, it's 9:30. I gotta go to bed." And I said, "Motherfucker, we ain't finished this movie." So now it's a rental, and we got about till 6:30 tomorrow to start it again. Gotta finish it.
Have to.
Well, I don't want to pay for it twice. Anyway. Motherfucker.
You know there's like one Blockbuster left.
There is. It's in Washington or Oregon?
It's a vape shop.
The
Sounds familiar.
lone Blockbuster.
It's a vape shop.
It is. They sell CBD juice.
That's fucking awesome.
As they should.
My point was about Dick Cheney. There's a part in that movie where Roger Ailes, who went on to found Fox News, was walking through the halls and tried to get Steve Carell, who plays Donald Rumsfeld. He tried to get him to see something about trying to modify media and in relation to politics, and then he went on to found Fox News.
He's definitely doing that now.
Yeah, it's great. But there's a lot of media that's real fucky, obviously, with the current state of our union.
Yeah.
But it's real hard to figure out
Dude, I hate
the fucking
media.
facts and the truth behind a lot of things.
Every time I see a story that's fucked up, I like look at their competitor.
Yeah.
So if like Fox News has something goofy, then I look to see if it's on CNN. Most of the news I get now is like, because they'll paint it whatever picture they want to paint.
Paint it black.
So they'll be like, Trump did such a good job today, and then CNN will be like, Trump has worst day of presidency.
Yeah.
Shit like that. It's interesting.
Why don't you go for like a median?
Is there like true mediums?
I feel like NPR is pretty median. Some of the segments that NPR has.
Sure, I know. There's a really good comparison chart. I'll try to find it. Maybe we're not gonna throw it anywhere. You'll fucking look it up. It details different biases through different media. It's good. Get you somewhere in the middle.
Yeah. Check the facts.
The Atlantic.
I didn't.
Yeah.
And then what happened? Tell us.
What?
You didn't?
I never check the facts.
The Carfax?
I always just assume that somebody's trying to get something.
I don't
Hey,
have
can you
time
pass
for
me
that,
my
Fox.
water?
Yeah.
What about the General and Shaquille? Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Any more questions, or shall we delve?
Delve. Gonna talk about tattoos? Looks like you got a couple.
They're all fake.
Okay.
Actually?
Yeah, they're temporary.
All of them?
Yeah. I stick them on in the morning every day. The same place.
How many you buy?
That'll cost you a bunch.
At what point does the cost effectiveness become ineffective and it would be cheaper to get a real tattoo?
But then it's on my body forever.
Yeah.
You're a liar. Go ahead and tell us.
What was the first tattoo you got?
It's on my arm, and I try to pretend that it's not there. But
is it covered up by the? Is that why you're wearing that band?
No, yeah, that's the secret mission. No, it's on my forearm.
It
is a quote.
Is it on your foreskin?
That's not even right, technically. And yeah.
Okay.
Ooh.
Do you need to know now?
No, that's alright.
You want to You want to tell the viewer at home?
It says not all who wander are lost. So it's really not all those who wander are lost, but I didn't like 4 words on top of 3 words. It really made me angry. Yeah. So I was like, huh.
I mean, it doesn't have to be.
But it's just like really big in the middle of my arm. Like I think it looks nice, but just maybe it's prime real estate, and I feel like I gave it up.
It's free real estate.
Could definitely be worse though.
It's real estate. Yeah.
Tim Heidecker is in the movie Us.
Have you seen it?
Yeah.
I went on Best Buy's dime, won some free tickets, and yeah, it was a great movie.
Nice. That's
yeah.
Good. They have a promo or something?
Yeah, they sent it out through an email. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's nice of them.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, so nice of them. I think it was the rewards program.
Ah, cool. I've heard of that. Yeah, I should look into that.
I love rewards programs.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got Chipotle rewards.
Yeah, you should have it. But yeah, great movie. Great movie.
You should have it. I love getting free shit. Free shit's the best.
Oh my gosh. That's funny. Are they rewarding you? Nice. Chipotle?
Yeah, you must.
With your
what did you use air quotes?
With your
side hustle.
2 words.
With your everybody.
Starts with
your everybody now, you know?
With your all together Wednesdays.
With your run, yeah. You get all that reward.
I got points. 1 free entry.
How many runs do you do? We should talk about something else if I don't understand.
You
probably do.
We don't want to
your base.
God forbid we alienate our viewers. We would never want to alienate our viewers intentionally.
Kyle gets a bunch of people to order Chipotle on his rewards program card now. So he gets free Chipotle.
It's a Ponzi scheme. It's a pyramid. I'm at the top. Tippy top.
Doesn't even like Chipotle. Sells the last burrito.
Oh.
You can't redeem the reward on the website. You gotta use it in person. What the fuck is that? I'm gonna have to sell it. I'm not going more than once.
Bless you.
Bless it.
Did Chipotle get hacked recently?
Dude,
I heard someone complain about that.
Yeah, Dad was talking about it. Somebody in a different state used his Chipotle account.
Teed.
You hate to see it.
What did you think about the movie Us?
Chef kiss.
Dorhinge Peel.
Dorhinge Peel did a great job. Yeah, that movie was crazy. And I remember, this isn't a spoiler, but the last 5 minutes, I was feeling really unsatisfied. And then when you find out how it actually ends, I was like, oh, fuck. And then I left the theater.
Baby.
So definitely, yeah, it's great. Quality entertainment. And I didn't know Tim Heidecker was in it. That's crazy.
A pleasant surprise for real estate.
Yeah.
You guys know this for a real estate guy.
Yeah.
His name's
I was like,
Tim
oh,
Heidecker.
hey. What is he doing here?
He's brother to Black & Decker Tools.
Yeah, so definitely see that movie.
How do you guys... So this is just me ranting.
Okay.
But I think superhero movies are stupid.
Oh my gosh, I was just talking about this with somebody today.
That's all anyone is talking about, and I think they're fucking stupid. I think
Amen,
they're as dumb as cosplay.
Yes.
Do you don't like comic book?
No.
You didn't grow up liking be a Spider-Man?
So I grew up.
You didn't want a Spoderman?
I don't know how I got them, but somebody gifted me like 100 fucking comics, like this big stack with a bunch of them in plastic.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to read one and got like 3 pages, and I'm like, this is stupid.
Do you know what they call 100 comics? A stack of 100 comics? There's a name for that. Do you know what it's called?
Firestarter.
The Virgin. Is the Virgin.
That's funny.
Hey, do you know the best form of birth control? Crocs.
That's good.
That was good.
Thanks.
I feel like comics were like.
But my mom has Crocs, so like, is it really?
I don't think Crocs probably existed before you were alive.
Don't.
I feel like
Crocs
there's
are definitely after you were born. I'm sorry to tell you that.
I feel like there's a.
You don't know my dad.
Parents stopped having sex a while ago.
Now my dad one time, he said we should fuck tonight to my mom. He didn't know I was there. I was behind the lamp.
No.
And
And you were like, surprise, Dad.
He said,
what a mood ruiner.
my mom was like, excuse me, what did you just say? And then he's in his recliner, and he leaned forward, and looked over at me for about 2.5 seconds.
So you just think he's talking at you?
And then he turned back and sat back in the recliner, didn't say anything. I got it.
That's funny.
We should fuck tonight.
Oh my god.
I was like 16. Great.
That's hilarious.
My dad's super funny.
See, my parents, like, my sister and I would get home from school, and if we could hear, like, KDWB blasting from the upstairs, we knew, like, just leave. Like, just go.
KDWB?
There was, oh yeah, and they would have the door shut, and it's just like
101.3.
I know what you're doing. I walked in on my parents when I was like 7, and it was traumatizing, and I like stayed in my room for the rest of the night because I thought I was gonna get in trouble. And yeah,
Never make eye contact with a man while he's doing the dirt.
Yeah, no, never look at a man during his vinegar strokes. You just say no.
Oh my god.
Don't
How
look
did we
him in
get
the
there?
eyes.
Especially if it's your dad.
Fuck tonight.
Did you know that dogs desire eye contact with humans, but not other dogs?
Is that why they sniff each other's asses?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know the
Do
you know the Sanskrit word for war?
No.
It means a desire for more cows.
That's not. What?
The desire to human
What is
eye
the word?
contact. War in Sanskrit.
What the hell is Sanskrit?
It's one of the very primal languages, the firstest one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's kind of cool, actually. Desire
You
for
don't
more
know
cows.
Sanskrit.
Yeah, honestly.
Did they write that
What
on
a scrub.
papaya?
Papyrus?
Papyrus?
Pomida.
Near the
Oh
Rosetta
my gosh.
Stone?
They wrote that.
Have you been to a Pomida?
No, but
Is that what you're
What is that?
referencing? The store Pomida?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But
Think of like Shopko, but like under. Like
nobody
less.
knows Shopko.
Exactly. Nobody knows Pomida, which is under.
Do you know that I found out recently that Shopko is an extension of JCPenney?
No way.
Yeah, my grandma told me that.
Who'da?
She knows.
She does.
I was gonna say who'da thunk, but like that makes sense.
People that were around. Did you know that Sears used to be the equivalent of like Walmart and Amazon combined? And at one point in time, they had 2.5 times as much square footage total as Walmart has currently. And they tried to buy Walmart.
It's all those
Bezos'
Walmart.
divorce is finalized.
Oh, really?
He lost 25%, and he's still the richest person in the world.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, I think she got like 37 billion.
Sears,
Pocket change.
Sears also tried to buy Best Buy at one point in time.
That's cool.
Good thing they did.
And now they're bankrupt.
That's what they get.
Mic drop.
It's crazy because like the first catalog company, right?
Yeah.
Just had a massive hold on the market. And then all their senior leadership was not fucking paying attention. They were like, we're too big to fall down. And then,
Dude,
they had a whoa.
when I was like 10 years old, like going to the local like mall in my area,
I doubt it.
I would would see all these big ass stores with like no one in them, and I'm like, there's no way these stores are gonna be here in 10 years, and none of those fucking stores are there. Every single one of the stores in the mall.
Surprise, bitch.
R.I.P.
Yeah, dude. Like the fucking the Medford Mall. There's like a Nike outlet center store that has been consistent, and that's pretty much it. And the fucking rent is like, I don't know.
It's gotta be at least $3.
I think
right?
it's stupid
At least,
expensive.
yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's like over 10 grand a day, like
What?
for rent.
That can't be right.
They make like 16 or 20 grand a day or some shit like that.
That's $3.6 million a year in leasing space.
I'm pretty sure that's what the manager is saying. I can
10
just spread
grand a
fake
day?
news, dude. When you average 16 grand in profit,
Can that even be right?
or 16 grand in sales, dude, you think that the big ass store, like, you think a 1-bedroom apartment is like $800 a month before utilities and anything?
Go ahead. Talk about the.
Math makes me sweat. I'm just bad at it.
Yeah.
I
Well,
stopped paying
whatever,
attention when you were like, yeah, this equaled 3.6 million. I was like, how did
Shit
he
is
do that?
expensive, dude.
And it's happened so quick.
There's no way those
That's
places
where I was going.
365 days times $1,000 is 365,000. So you add another zero, and that's 3.6 million.
What I think we're gonna start seeing is all these retail stores shrinking and becoming like shipping points where you can go and like buy stuff because it's there, but it's like main focus is gonna be getting it from the store to somebody's house quickly.
Go ahead and set that down for me. Thanks. I don't disagree with you. Amazon patented.
Oh, good.
No.
I do. I gotta go. You're making me laugh, and
Jesus Christ. I've never made anybody laugh. Don't lie.
you're so funny. Remind me to tell you about the papyrus when I get back. I got a cool story.
Papyrus? Pamida. Pamida, I know about that from.
It's the Kyle and Nicole show.
Welcome back.
Thank God we got rid of Brandon. I was waiting for him to leave.
Fucking wait, dude. He's so like. He just got.
You know, when are you gonna get your own podcast?
He fucking goes off on tangents and then he'll do dumb shit and say dumb shit because he thinks he's funny. Like, can we just talk about the fucking facts?
Sounds like you.
Whoa! I wouldn't ever say that.
Got it.
Back when I was a church boy, going.
Shout out church boys.
Hey,
you know who you are.
Jesus, you my day one. Singing church songs. There was one particular jingle we sang that had Pamida in the lyrics, and it was it went a little something like it listed off things that were great, and then the chorus was like, but nothing can beat something of God.
Pamida.
Pamida's in there. That's how I know
Nothing
about
can
Pamida.
beat the Pamida of God.
Yeah. Family of God.
Pamida powered.
Papyra. Oh, it's
hello?
locked? You're just gonna have to talk through the crack. I'll give you a little more room. Go ahead and shout it.
Did you hear us talking smack about you?
I literally just.
That's right. I don't care. Haters gonna hate.
That's how I got to where potatoes gonna potato. That's how I got to where I am.
Tomatoes are going to
Fuck off.
tomate.
Tomatoes are going to mate.
Yeah. So.
Two mates.
Tomato.
Yeah. So I'm working towards a Security Plus, which is like learning about computer security and cybersecurity bullshit.
We want to go work for John McAfee?
Yeah. But the first thing that was ever encrypted was like war orders, like attack orders and stuff from Roman generals. And the way that they did it is they had
They got a cryptograph out of the newspaper.
Yeah, they used malware. No, but what they did, because they didn't have any technology or anything, is each general would have like the same size stick, like a wooden stick, and they would take
Speak softly and carry a big stick.
and then they would take a long piece of paper and write out the message, and then when they'd get on the stick, they'd wrap it around. Because it had to be the right length for the words to line up. First time was because then if somebody picked it up, it would just be gibberish.
That's smart.
Pretty cool. So like you write a long thing and then wrap it around the stick.
And they wrote the Sanskrit word for war.
Yeah, that's how
on it.
It started. The first war, cryptography.
World War I.
The war of messages.
The war to end all wars.
Yeah. Now we have Signal.
Amazon, speaking of stores being distribution points, Amazon filed a patent.
Parking lot! That's what the fuck it is. I'm gonna put it in the parking lot and I'm gonna revisit it. Sorry, keep going.
I don't know if I've ever heard that. I think just park that idea for a minute.
Not in the parking lot.
Park it like it's hot.
Sorry.
Get an attitude.
Amazon shipping points, keep going.
Yeah, come on. Like, get this boring story over.
They patented
Amazon.
a blimp to be in.
We all know how that went. R.I.P. the Hindenburg.
Yeah, rip.
R.I.P. Lindbergh.
The Beezelberg.
Beazelberg.
Beelzebub.
Derek. Shout
Daddy D.
Shout through the crack. That's, if I had a band name, I would name it that. Let's talk about music. But first, word from our sponsor, Amazon. Dude, we're gonna get fucking sued.
You probably already took us off.
You can't sue us if we're not making any money, right? Defamation?
They sue us later.
I'm not gonna get a check for this.
Jesus Slater?
Huh.
Jesus Slater. Do you think that's
Christian Slater.
Do you think the Mexican version
From
of
his
Saved
show
by
Hack,
the Bell
Mr. Robot.
featured Jesus Slater?
I grew up
Amazon.
with a person named Slater.
I know Slater.
My cousin's name is Slater.
He was a fucking thumb, this dude.
A thumb? A big toe? Are we talking Megan Fox toe thumb?
We could be.
This
What a
is a
tragic thumb.
strong possibility. So this blimp, right,
Yeah.
is a centralized distribution point for a bunch of drones.
I saw the video.
Did you see the video?
Yeah.
That's fake.
Did you see the...
Somebody edited that.
Fake news.
What?
Yeah, somebody...
A non-Amazon person took the time to edit that?
Yeah,
Gross.
it was really well done.
Yeah.
It looks like a carrier from StarCraft if you've ever played that game. But that's a potential way that's going. It would just be a floating distribution center with a bunch of shit.
You know their pilot where they were like trying that out? A bunch of them were getting knocked down for sport. People stealing the shit.
Smart.
So they had to like put cameras and stuff on them and GPS trackers because people kept fucking with them, like shooting them down.
If only there were a way to prevent people from doing that.
Force fields.
They like fucking put guns on those roads.
Can you imagine?
If there's anything I trust less than a drone delivering my package, it's a drone delivering my package with guns built in.
Prove identity.
Yeah.
Thumbprint, please.
Error.
You're like, wrong house! Wrong house!
Cut yourself to give me blood now.
Prick your finger.
Is that what they said when you gave the plasma? Cut yourself to give me blood now?
Pretty much.
Kyle's been having a rough time with plasma.
Yeah, I don't know if you watched the episode. I told a story about one time. Did I tell that story here?
Unfortunately, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I did pee really bad, and
Oh, you gotta go before you start.
I did, and still had to. And then I made a non-nocturnal emission.
A vinegar stroke. From holding it in?
Yeah, I think because my bladder was so big, it pressed on my prostate. You can go back and listen to that
I
one.
should go listen to that.
My girlfriend didn't believe me. Her name's Skyla. My girlfriend, Skyla. She didn't believe me when I...
That's right?
Skyla?
Okay. She's your girlfriend?
Yeah.
Alright.
Of about 9 or 2 years, at least.
Yeah, you guys got married this weekend, didn't you?
Yep.
Actually, you got married.
Now she's my ex-girlfriend.
That's what people should call their wives.
Some people
ex-girlfriend.
Some people do that.
Oh, damn it. For real? I thought
Yeah.
it was,
You were like, I'm the first one that
That would be so funny. I always,
It is funny.
I always refer to Jim's wife like the 3 or 4 times I refer to her as Jim's post-girlfriend.
That's smart.
And girlfriends are pre-wives, which is pretty funny.
Yeah, but I made it come in my pants.
That's insane.
I know.
That's so cool.
My girlfriend didn't believe me. She said, who you been
Did
fucking?
she get mad?
No, she was a little apprehensive.
Did she?
A little suspicious.
A
little surreptitious.
I think it helps that you're like, hey, look.
I did. I dropped my pants and I said, look at
Which
this.
buy a life bed so I can avoid it?
I don't know.
You don't clean well enough.
I didn't say it was BioLife.
Oh, okay.
Did I?
No. It was a guess.
Now we know.
No. I can't go back there. I had to stop.
So let's take a moment.
They're asking the questionnaire at the beginning, did you prematurely inject?
Let's take a moment to think
There was
about
nothing
this.
premature about it. I was fully stoked. That's not true. It was fully flaccid, which is
well,
even
you have a
crazier.
needle in your arm, fucking
How do you
sucking
make a
life
kid
out of you.
fully flaccid?
Yeah, you
Don't
have to go to the bathroom really bad, apparently.
Don't tell my dad.
I don't know how that works. It's fascinating.
We know one gross thing that happened.
I didn't tell my dad that.
What are all the things we don't know?
Okay, once at plasma, they put the needle, so they put it in your arm, they're supposed to leave like half of it out, or like a good chunk of it, and you couldn't see any needle. Like the whole thing was in my arm. And like every time the machine stopped and like the cuff would stop, the needle would like quiver in my arm, and it was the most uncomfortable,
when the needle vibrates, it's so fucking weird
ever, because it was like it was so bad, and I had tears rolling down my eyes, but I was like too awkward to say anything.
Did you call that one the Mandingo?
No. What? Somebody walked by and she was like, and like I swear it was like she pulled it out and I was like, you know, like
your soul left your body.
Yeah.
So pain.
Shout out to Skylar for getting me into plasma in the first place and making me drink so much water I had to pee so bad.
I drank 80 ounces of water today.
That's really
before
good.
I donated.
That's at least 3 times your body weight.
Yeah.
Good job.
It was, well, actually now I'm at a little over. This is 27 ounces, and I had like 5 of these.
Fucking brag alert.
It's the nipple top.
Keep them hydrated.
Yeah.
Pat's
Suck it on down.
Yeah, I've got a referral
code.
Well, if you want,
fuck his referral code.
No, I've got a referral code.
I can provide you a referral code.
It'll get you $500.
Woo!
All you gotta do is go 8 times. That's twice a week for 1 month, and then you'll get
$500.
He doesn't go anymore.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
I go until like I decide to get a tattoo, and then I stop.
That's a 2.
And then like I don't go for like another year, and then they tell me like, yeah, it's been a year and a half, and I'm like, how? Where did my life go?
Shit.
Yeah.
Skyla also likes to get a tattoo every year for her birthday, and she skipped it this year.
Horrible.
Okay,
She got 3. She had 3 in a row every year, and then she skipped it this year because she wanted to get plasma. Some more.
Kyle, if you had to get a tattoo, what would you get? You got a week to figure it out.
Right now?
Yeah.
Are you giving me an answer next episode, or are we gonna sit here the whole time?
Both. Tell us today, and then we get it in a week on air.
Okay. That means
Nicole will get
that means the
send a
episodes.
tattoo. No, we can talk about other stuff.
No.
We just decided to tattoo now. What you want, man? Okay, we don't have to get
Get a
it.
microphone.
Why?
This.
Yeah, because you're a podcaster.
An official podcast. Did you know that a group of 2 or more white males is called a podcast?
That was a good one. You should open with that.
That joke's probably played out by now.
Who cares? It's still funny.
It is
Got
funny.
me.
$500.
All you gotta do is go twice a week for 4 weeks. Use
If you can go though, because some people don't qualify.
use promo code Ponder.
Can't have
Go to
You can't have fucking herpes. So
You can't.
maybe you can.
If you
Can
got
you transfer herpes through?
herpes, yeah, we were just talking about that earlier.
That's
Hepatitis.
HPV.
Hepatitis. If you got the herpes, don't bother. Use my referral code Ponder at checkout. Sponsor. Shameless plug.
You look too fancy to be plugging BioLife.
I look too fancy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't
got
get
that plasma screen.
Why would you need to
Plasma cutter.
download plasma? Download it. That's what they're really doing.
Downloading.
What do you guys think of those?
I want to tell the viewers at home something.
Okay. This is your.
Is it more fucking
plasma code?
plugs?
No, I'm dressed up.
Plug it up.
You can't see it unless you go to youtube.com/ponder aimlessly. And then you can see what I'm wearing. But you gotta donate to our Patreon.
We don't actually have a URL yet.
This is stuck behind the paywall. If you want to see it, you gotta pay us. If we want to see what I'm wearing.
What do you guys think of the rich vampires like paying young people for blood to put in other rich vampires?
Like in the hit HBO series,
in
Silicon
California,
Valley.
you can buy young blood now. It's like a private business
Young blood.
where they put young people's blood.
There's a it's by the Districts, but I do know the song you're referring to. Also very good.
Is that Youngblood?
Yeah.
Is it?
I think
to
so.
make it famous?
I think they have a song called Youngblood.
Probably.
It's someone that goes,
Pretty confident.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one?
Pretty sure it's that one.
That was good.
Thanks. Sometimes.
What was the first song you listened to this morning?
Dude, I do a lot of radio. And by
Okay.
radio, I mean Pandora, because I'm stuck in 2008.
My dad uses Pandora.
I fucking love Pandora, and I'll fight anybody who wants to do it.
I liked it
have an argument
until
for loving
it
Pandora.
stopped.
I do too.
Other than having used it forever.
No. I'm going to tell you why.
Tell me.
Because you
I
made a
can't-
playlist that's awesome.
No! But, I mean, yeah. I've curated, but I can't see what's coming, and that's nice. I don't want to know. If I can look down a playlist, it
You
ruins
can turn it off.
You can turn on radio and every other music streaming service.
No.
Pandora just continued to play the same thing and stopped playing new music, and
Its
that's
library
what I
isn't
have
as
to.
large as like Google Music.
I don't
That's
know.
what I'm listening to now.
I
Google
don't know.
Music has a better radio than Spotify. I listened to Spotify for 87,000 minutes last year.
That's a lot of minutes.
Yeah, to switch to Google Radio.
Is that
Google Play.
$3.6 million a year for leasing the space?
Yeah.
More math.
I also have Google Play Music.
I'm a Spotify user. And Bandcamp. I'm trying
Oh, damn.
to be
Retro.
more responsible music listener.
You pay some
What?
people?
Yeah, cause like
That
I'm not
shit's
trying hard. I will tell you, but it's like Spotify just barely pays a lot of smaller artists that I enjoy. So like for them to actually get money, like sponsor or like buying albums through Bandcamp and using their radio function.
That's cool.
Yeah,
I've always had good luck with Pandora finding me new music.
that's good.
I don't know. I know a lot of
I
people
feel
don't like it.
I'm sad for the day that stops because it stopped for me and I loved it, and then I moved on. But
If it makes you happy, man.
yeah, you
You
do.
just like really basic stuff. That's awesome.
What did you say?
If you just like lots of really basic top 200 shit, it's
What the
perfect.
fuck are you talking about?
Pandora, man.
Oh my god.
You gotta get any gems
So-
that no one knows about.
So you don't know the first song
That's
you
not
listened to this morning.
What?
What has been
Hold
your?
on, let me think.
Okay, you said you listened to the radio.
Yeah, I did
The Pandora
so I
radio.
can't fucking remember,
I
but
think the first song I listened to was by Norma Jean. I'm not sure what the song was though, or if you even know Norma Jean.
When I hear Norma Jean, I think of Marilyn Monroe.
They are named after
Probably
her.
not.
That's Marilyn Monroe's
G-Eazy has a song titled
actual
that.
name. Really?
G-Eazy.
That's like the only... G-Eazy's a fucking scumbag.
Yeah,
I
I'm gonna
like
say
that
it was
song a lot.
Sun Dies Blood Moon by Norma Jean. It's the first band I saw work
I'm
to.
trying to think of.
Humble brag.
It's not really a big thing.
Humble brag. Just small brag.
I went to a concert.
Brag alert.
Ooh, sick, dude.
Warped Tour. What was the first song I gotta listen to today? I think I know. Hold on. I'm thinking back. It was
Was it Youngblood?
My
by the Naked and Famous. Yeah. Naked Infamous.
my Spotify tells me it was Midnight by A Tribe Called Quest, so we'll go with that.
Questlove.
Sounds about right.
The Root.
No, A Tribe Called Quest.
Questlove.
A little bit different. Questlove isn't.
Screw Plug.
Got a lot of different
How deep can we go?
loves going.
Love Struck.
That stinks.
Thunderstruck.
Ooh, that's better.
Love Hurts.
I love Thunderstruck, man. That song's so cheesy. The guitar's so
Love
good.
Hurts is so good.
I was just thinking the next lyric in that song. What do you
How does that song go?
You just say that over and over.
Love stinks. Lovers. I hope you can't hear this at all.
I can hear it.
What, Love Hurts.
Love
what are you
is
talking
just a flame. It burns you when it's hot. Love hurts.
That's
Ooh,
deep.
love hurts over and over.
There's so many love songs. I feel like music is all like love songs or heartbreak.
There's a
Not
group called
necessarily.
Love Songs, L-A-U-V.
What
Songs.
was your favorite album of 2018?
Kids See Ghosts, hands down. Fuck with me. Just kidding.
Fuck with me.
fuck with me. I don't even remember what the fuck came out last year. A bunch of Kanye shit.
What's your favorite?
Hand me that over there. I don't even remember.
Mine was I Am Above by...
Thank you.
Wait, actually.
That's your favorite album?
Of last year?
What was it called?
Hold on. I need to see if Korn's album came out last year.
Korn. This wasn't fully charged. Why did you give me
Yeah,
this?
I guess it is I Am Above by In Flames. I don't... They're not even like my favorite band. I don't know why I listen to them so much. I think their guitar, like... Their songs are not my favorite songs, but I don't get sick of listening to their songs for some reason.
That's a plus.
And I think it's because they're like... Just the guitar is nice.
Mm-hmm.
It's like drive. It's like cardio. It's like fast. I listen to it much at work, so it's like, let's get to work type music.
Totally.
Without being like, boom, 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 boom. EDM type garbage.
Can't. Personally.
You don't like the
There's
electronic
no
music?
soul.
I do not personally like it, no, but, you know, some people do.
Some fucking people. We don't have those people on this show.
Pandora Boys.
Pandora Boys
2018 album.
2002.
Odessa.
So
I'm trying to think.
Odessa did. Have you ever listened to Odessa? Not the female, but the duo. You don't like electronic music, but have you ever listened to Odessa?
It sounds really familiar because I know I have friends that have talked about it, but I couldn't tell you a song. I've maybe listened to it. Whenever I hear Odessa, I think of a song called Odessa, and then I get confused. But
Superior Organism dropped their album last year.
I like them, but they're not one of my favorite bands.
This is a good album. Andrew WK dropped an album. I always check new releases, but I forget everything. So I'm trying to think. Odessa dropped their deluxe album, so it doesn't really count. But
What was your favorite album?
Wide Awake by Parquet Courts for sure.
By who?
Parquet Courts.
Parquet Courts.
Can you speak up for the listeners at home?
It was Wide Awake by Parquet Courts.
Nice.
Parkour.
PARQUET space COURTS.
That's cool.
Parquet.
Parquet.
I've never heard of them. What is it? Put a label on it. Put it in a bucket.
Alt rock.
Nice.
That's all I can.
Check it out.
Fall Out Boy put an album out last year. I like Fall Out Boy. That was okay. JPEG Mafia. I listened to that fucking album. I didn't like it.
What did you want to be when you were growing up?
I wanted to be a masseuse. So bad.
The massage
That's a derogatory term.
Is it?
Actually.
Is that what the people who give
Massage therapist is the... I'm serious. My girlfriend... Skyla used to work at Hand E Stone.
That's what the place is called?
No, I threw it in the Spanish there. Hand and Stone.
Yeah. I don't know why. My mom used to give me $1 to massage her back for her. So, and she'd always be like, "Oh, you're so good at it." So I think I was like, I can do this.
Nice.
This is so fucking weird. I wouldn't expect anything else.
Franz Ferdinand put out an album.
Really?
Yeah, I listened to it. Bandmate.
These was telling us about how the last time he went to a masseuse, it was like this super old Asian chick, and they're like, he should tell the story if he comes out again, but he was telling the story about how they're like, yeah, strip down to what you're comfortable with, and he like stripped down to his underwear, and the first thing the chick did was like take off his underwear. And she was going like super close, like he said it was like she was like trying to push that to like the next massage, like the stereotypical Asian massage thing. Yeah, she was like, he said it was really awkward.
The last time I got a massage, my mom got me like a gift card to go for my birthday.
Yeah.
And it was to her massage therapist and not masseuse. I was incorrect.
Thank you.
And because my mom knows her, she was like, "Hey, can I play a prank on your mom and I's like mutual friend?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, go for it." So my massage ended with, the joke was that I told her that your pregnant, and I was like, oh, that's hilarious. Like that's a good joke to tell. Like what? It was just like, how did that even come to be? I just went to get a massage, and now apparently.
Yeah, that's goofy.
It's crazy.
J. Cole.
That was like a joke. I don't know.
That's
speak.
That's funny.
Besides,
It's not.
Pranks.
It's weird.
I'm not pregnant, Mom. J. Cole's album KOD, that was really good. I like that a lot. He had that might be my number one.
Okay.
Cool.
I'm still going. I'm going through the quarters here. Don't mind me. I'm just scrolling. You guys can keep going. I'll tell you. I can't remember. I can't remember anything. My brain remembers certain things and then can't remember anything.
My brain remembers almost nothing.
Let's see. So what do you want to be, Kyle?
When I grow up?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. What do you want to be when you grow up?
Oh, you know, the stereotypical doctor, lawyer shit.
Right on.
Oh, yeah. I see your boys here on the list. Parquet courts. Wide awake.
Wait, what?
I'm wide awake. Wait, what? Demo did that last time, too. Demo, you were just on here, man.
A massage parlor got shut down in Duluth for doing sex stuff. Like 2 weeks ago. Pretty crazy. Small world.
You know? Yeah.
Sex trafficking, actually. Not just like sex stuff. Sex trafficking. Sad.
I could not even begin to try to put myself in the shoes of somebody in that situation.
Yeah, it's fucked up. There's a lot of sex trafficking in Duluth. Like, people don't realize that, but it's like connects to the ocean.
Oh.
Yeah, you just go Lake Superior, there's like a canal that connects right to the Atlantic Ocean.
By boat.
Yeah, big salties come in, take people.
Sean Paul put out.
It's a huge thing. There's like a bunch of like reservations there, and the way they keep track of people isn't the same and shit, and they just get lost all the time. People lose people. It's sad.
It's very sad.
Well, Mac Miller died last year. Remember that?
Oh my god, yeah.
He put out an album.
I was on my way to Colorado when I found out that news.
What were you doing in Colorado?
I went to see a concert at Red Rocks.
Was it Rise Against?
Yeah, I went and saw Mac DeMarco.
He's cool.
Is that your first time to Red Rocks?
It was. It was lovely.
Was it fucking amazing?
It was so cool.
Did you drive or fly?
We drove. Yeah, so if you ever find a concert that's at Red Rocks that you're about, fucking go, because it's cool. But keep in mind, it's a little bit of a walk into Red Rocks. You don't just get there and you go in. You have to kind of go up this long fucking hill.
You gotta rock the rocks.
Yeah, there was like this person passing out on the rock next to me.
Really?
Yeah, I think they were just like too fucked up or something. Who knows?
That's funny.
It was kind of scary, but
wild.
They were okay. What did you want to be when you grew up?
I don't know. I think I can't remember. I think I wanted to be like. I went through a bunch of different stuff. The first thing I remember wanting to be was fucking Blade, the Vampire Slayer. I wanted to be a vampire slayer. I didn't realize that was a fake thing. I was super young.
Buffy? You want to be Buffy?
Buffet.
Buffet.
I wanted to be Warren Buffett.
Are you looking through all the releases of 2018?
I am. Yeah, all of them.
Dedication.
I want to be answered, right?
I want to be answered.
I want to give it answer. I want to be well informed. But I think it's going to be KOD from J. Cole.
Love it. I wouldn't take you for a J. Cole fan, so perhaps.
I mean, I like more of his...
don't explain yourself.
Hello, other person named Brandon.
That was who was on last week. 2 Brandons and a Con. We don't have to. He already had his time to talk. He doesn't need any more right now.
Not fucking him.
Yeah, definitely that.
He had his platform.
I'm more of a fan of his anthemic stuff. Not to be a mainstream basic bitch, but I like the power trips and the get off my dick and the no role models and
that's like the only song I get excited about. No role models.
What's the other good one? She Knows. Big fans of those. He also just dropped a song this year called Middle Child that's really good. The clubs are playing it, I'm sure. If I went,
yeah,
I could verify. But
no, yeah, those clubs.
club.
Can't keep
Club.
up with those kids in the clubs.
Do you go out?
Do I? Barely.
Where do you go?
What? I don't usually go out.
Tell the internet where they can find you. They can come find you in person.
I live in St. Paul. You could come find me there if you want.
What establishments are you at so they can come get you?
I'm not gonna tell you
snatch you up.
exactly where I live.
No.
Somewhere.
When you go out to the club.
What's that club Jacob goes to?
Polar Bear.
That's not the club.
Western.
I used to like to go to this dance club place called Honey in Northeast, but pretty sure I got roofied the last time I was there, so I don't fuck with it anymore.
That's a good call. Did you have a support group there to help you through that?
I actually was with like 6 girls. One was my sister and like a bunch of my really responsible friends. So like,
No, Demo, you were great. Don't say that.
you know, we lucky. But I did
Amen.
mysteriously disappear, and then somebody found me outside. So, and
Does that happen normally?
never. Yeah, no. I had 3 drinks. It was insane. I wasn't even. Yeah. But that was a cool place, so ruined it for me.
We'll figure that out later, man.
Do you like to go to clubs?
Nah. I like to go to Up Down and play some fucking video
Fuck
games.
yeah. What's your favorite arcade game to play?
Killer Queen, don't even fucking get me started. Turtles in
I
Time.
don't really play them. Galaga's an arcade game, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Probably that.
Space Invadey.
Shout out Miss Pac-Man.
Yeah?
Ooh.
Have you played Killer
Way
Queen?
better than normal pack.
No, I don't think so.
It's 5-on-5.
Is it at Uptown?
Yeah, and they got the TV streaming it.
Yeah, I went to a similar place called the
Tilt?
Emporium in Chicago.
Oh.
There's like 2 of them, but it's like arcade bars sort of thing. I like spontaneously drove to Chicago like 2 months ago one night, just for
Called
whatever.
sick to work the next day.
No,
Fuck it.
no, I didn't. We had the day off. It was like a 3-day weekend. Yeah. But anyway, I like drove to Chicago and I met up with one of my first ever Tinder dates, just randomly in Chicago, and he was like really competitive. So we went to and I had no idea. I'd never met him. So he would play an arcade game, and then if he lost, he'd start smacking it at like the screen or like shaking the arcade game. And I was like, whoa, like who the fuck is this? This dude's wild. I was like, you must be competitive, and he's like, yeah, no fucking shit. And I was like, oh. Yeah, I left, but
wow,
it was pretty funny to watch.
Did you say
that's
goodbye?
crazy.
Yeah, no, I did. Yeah.
That's considered.
Yeah, some people are fucking wild. What you should?
Could you imagine if you just saw like somebody lose at like a donkey, like nothing really.
Genki King?
I think we were playing like Michael Jackson, fucking Moonwalkers or
They
whatever
have
it's called.
that at Uptown.
That game is insane. If he walks around and saves children.
Yeah.
What is it like to be a girl on Tinder?
I don't really use it that often. No, I don't really use it that often.
You don't have to lie. This is a safe space.
I've used it. I used it when I was in Chicago. Like I went through a breakup, so I was like, I'm gonna go do whatever. And
fuck you, Dad.
I don't know. I don't really get harassed. I guess I just am not. Yeah, there's nothing bad. If somebody said something to me, I'd just be like, I'd probably like throw it back in their face. My friends back in the day used to play this game called Queen Bitch, and they would sit at their place and they'd all go on Tinder and they'd change the age range from like 30 to 55 plus, and they'd just get people to send them pizzas. But they'd say it for like the address down the way, and then they'd look for the pizza person and like flag them down and be like, oh, it's actually over here.
That's smart.
So the person didn't have their address, but they would, if they just want a pizza, they'd just, oh hey, let's just play, let's go get. I'm like, that's.
And they called it Queen Bitch.
They called it Queen
That's
Bitch.
appropriate.
But I could never get. I tried and it never worked. So no. Maybe some of my friends have it worse off than me, but.
I sent my girlfriend a pizza. Her name's Skyla. In Iowa one time, I ordered her a pizza for delivery in Iowa.
Mm-hmm.
I think this was before we even started dating.
Mm-hmm.
I really like buying people pizza, man. Remember all those Zimmy parties with pizza?
Oh yeah, dude. I don't know where did I get the money for that? I don't know.
That leader pay, man.
Leaderboard.
It's,
do you
what
remember
it is?
that
You
time
don't spend any money on booze.
I mean, I still don't, but now I feel like I have less money than I did then. Do you remember that time we drove to Winona for pizza?
Yeah, that was worth it.
And then it was a frozen pizza?
Uh-huh.
I've never been so upset in my entire life.
What type
This
of
girl-
Winona,
How did you
Minnesota?
sell it to me?
Yeah.
Winona, Minnesota.
I was talking to this girl on Tinder. It was
Oh, God.
fucking Jax. I drove 3 hours from the Twin Cities to Winona for frozen fucking pizza.
Yeah, Cal's like,
What are you shitting me?
What happened?
I'm talking
What's
to
the story?
girl?
Please tell.
Yeah,
Okay.
just tell the whole story.
Talking to this
Tell
girl,
us how you did me wrong.
and I didn't do you wrong. She had a friend, and she was like, "Yeah, bring one of your friends." And I was like, "Okay." And she sent me pictures, and she's relatively attractive. And then we got there, and the pictures were oversold a little bit, and I was like, "Ooh, Brendan, you want to just turn around and leave?"
And I was like, yeah.
They were like standing there, and then so we just looped around the parking lot and started driving away.
Stop!
Yeah, then we felt bad, so we came back. But we hung out, and she was like, "Okay, you ready for this pizza?" I'm like, "Fuck yeah!" And then she went and got it and brought it back, and it was a frozen fucking pizza, and I've never been so upset. You made me drive 3. No yawning.
I'm sorry.
3 fucking hours. So then
I wish you guys would have just kept going, and that was the end of the story.
I
You
know.
turned around and you were like, "No."
The drive was so pretty. We had so much fun on the drive, and
It was a really good time.
hanging out there
Mine
was
is the
fun.
hanging out with
Good.
the 2 girls part.
But 2 girls,
Shout out those 2 girls in Winona that almost got stood up
well,
by these.
they're up
buffoons.
here now. But
Oh, you know
I met
them
her
still.
up here. I don't. I
Oh,
haven't talked to them. She threw up in my car, and then that was about it. Anyway, she bought me frozen pizza, and then threw up in my car. Not on the same
did
night.
she
but
get your hopes up that you weren't going to be having frozen Jack's pizza? She's like, "Dude, I have
She
some
was like,
bomb-ass
"I'll
pizza."
buy you pizza," is what she said.
Oh,
Which technically she did buy me pizza. She
Mhm.
bought me a frozen
she
pizza.
did what
but
she
the whole-
said.
So then I was like, "Fuck this shit. There's a Toppers here. We're going to Toppers," and that was the first time I ever had Toppers.
Ooh, you can put pickles on your pizza there.
Dude, Toppers is great.
Shout out Toppers.
I heard a lot about it leading up to it. I was really excited to try it, and thank God that she didn't buy me other mediocre pizza. From
Did I
pizza
tell you what
place.
that chick did when I was there?
I don't know.
So, it's like a wherever college girls stay. What do they call it? Like a rec
dorm
hall
room?
or something?
A dorm?
A dorm room.
The
There's
mess
this-
hall.
whatever it's called, a dorm area with a bunch of other people, and there's like there's this
Student
random
living.
room that's just like this big square room where I think people like study and shit. I think you guys.
It's called a library.
No, it was just like this weird, like it looked like a waiting room in the middle of all these dorms and shit. It was goofy.
Yeah.
But she like took me into that room to like I think to like get us away from you and that girl because I think you guys were playing Scrabble or something.
What?
But
It's not true.
I played Scrabble last night with somebody.
Nice.
Nice.
Almost
You
won.
wanna Tell us about it.
No, I want to hear this story.
She fucking started.
But
She was
anyway.
like drunk, and she started like breaking down, talking to me about how the finals were stressing her out. and shit. Like,
I'm
the
so
whole night.
sorry.
No, it was. I kind of like chaos, so like selfishly, I was like, yeah, this is a fucking show right now. What did I get into? I don't even know you. Why are you breaking down to me? You're fucking like a psychology major or something. Like, what?
That's so
Not to knock on psychology, but like, how fucking hard can finals be? Like, I took a lifespan psychology. I just skipped 2 levels, and it wasn't that crazy.
Mm.
It was just funny. As, like, I don't know if I told you that, but she was just like
You know,
freaking out.
I think the moral of the story is that you do things for your friends sometimes, right? Like
Yeah.
You took one for the team. You entertained the crazy while
That's true.
he played.
I didn't
Actually played Scrabble, or it was in.
It wasn't a
Code
euphemism.
name,
We weren't
but-
playing Scrabble. And
Oh, okay. I was actually playing Scrabble.
Yeah.
I was referring to. Okay, cool.
I mean, we did it, but not that night. So.
Got it.
I want to.
So wait. I'm sorry. You went all the way there where you're disappointed about the pizza to the point where you're still talking about it, and then you hung out with her again.
Yeah.
What was the deal with her? What did she? Was she like boring or pissy or something? There was something about her that was
She was
significant.
nice enough. Yeah.
Did you hate her or something, or was she mean? There was some weird quirk
No,
involved
there-
with that person.
There was, and here's the
Shut
thing.
What was the
tail.
quirk?
She wanted to wear a tail and ears like a cat. She wanted to be treated like a cat.
Okay.
No.
And that's just not something
I was-
for you.
Right.
Okay.
That's for them,
Makes sense.
not for me.
Yeah.
Don't.
No. Everybody has their preference.
I was thinking about it, and I want to say what it is because it's funny for the
Is
sake
that
of the
fucked
show.
up?
I mean,
When's
I
the last time
remember
you
being
talked
fucked up, but I don't remember what it is.
it's not that fucked up. It's just funny. But I haven't said this person's name, but I also, like...
She's not gonna watch this.
Maybe she does. You never know. Girls are
I don't know. But should I put that person's business out there like that?
Maybe just parking lot it, and then you can tell us when we're not recording.
Maybe. I don't know.
Or you can whisper it. I need to know.
Whisper it into the mic.
You talk about fucking egg.
Just say it. You don't even know who it would be.
Stop. Don't fucking say that. Okay.
How long have you guys been? How long have you guys been buddies?
Like 3 months.
At least a couple days.
It's been like 5 years almost.
May of 2014.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll be 5 years.
It's been a while.
Next month.
Congrats.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay.
How
long ago was this ordeal?
Like 3 months ago.
Actually.
But dating my current girlfriend for 2 years, so 6.5 months ago.
2 years and 1 day.
No, this was probably like 2015.
We were so young.
2014. I know. You
look
so cute.
Now we're so fat.
I know.
Attractive.
My beard's better now, and so is yours, but your head's not as good, and I'm fat.
The what?
Huh?
My head?
His head got bad?
Your head.
Oh.
What the fuck?
Or his actual head?
You're right.
There's 3 heads.
There's a few. Yeah.
3-headed Cerberus.
Yeah. You know the dog from Harry Potter? 3 heads.
Cerberus.
Mm-hmm.
Cerberus snake.
Several.
Think cosplay's stupid?
What did she do? How did she do you?
How did she do?
She didn't like a good pizza? Was that it?
That was it. Nothing makes me sadder than when people like not good pizza.
Mm.
I don't even like pizza.
Shout out pizza.
Honestly?
I love pizza.
Same.
I got a free pizza the other day for being not inconvenienced at all in my life. But they were like, hey, here's a free pizza for next time. And I was like,
nice.
Really? Sick.
What happened?
I like...
How did they hurt you? Show us on the doll what they said.
I walked to Punch and I got a pizza.
My girlfriend Skylar loves Punch pizza.
Punch pizza is the fucking shit.
Yeah, it's fine.
So good. So I walked there and I got a pizza and a salad, and then he was like, here you go. And I was like, I asked for no cheese on the salad, and he was like, oh, I'm sorry, I'll make it. And I was like, okay, cool, yeah, totally. I sat back down, and he's like, here's a free pizza for next time because of that. And I was like, really? Awesome. I was like, fucking hook up. I was like, I wasn't even inconvenienced.
You didn't have to do that.
Literally not. But now I got a free pizza, so.
That's awesome.
I'm feeling good about it.
It's a hell yeah ×2.
My aunt used to work at Applebee's, and there was this nice
My mom
family
used to work there.
that would come in, and they would eat half, and they would complain, and then Applebee's would just cover it all because that was their policy.
That's smart.
If they didn't eat more than half, it was free.
How does one restrict themselves to not eat the whole plate? Like, I feel like in the process of them getting the manager and all that stuff, I'd just be like, I can't stop eating. It's really good.
Because they're just disciplined.
It looks so wrong, but it tastes so
I remember my mom would make us the Applebee's quesadillas. She, like, knew how to make them.
Really?
From when she worked there back in the day. So
Nice.
Isn't it just like a
they had a quesadilla maker.
My dad does this cool thing
them
where
out
he
real
puts,
quick.
like, chips on a plate and then cheese.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking delicious.
It reminds me of, like, the opening credits to Step Brothers. Every time I watch that movie, I'm like, those fucking chips and cheese look fucking awesome.
It's so good. It's salt.
I know, it's a good one.
Will Ferrell hasn't been
I fucking hate Step Brothers for what that asshole did to the movie I was excited about.
What are you talking
Did I
about?
tell you about that?
Oh yeah, John C. Reilly. Yeah, we
This
talked about it last time.
motherfucker, dude.
Don't bring it up again. We're talking about it with Demo. John C. Reilly was in this vampire book movie that Hammy likes.
There was this serious show. It was like basically fucking vampire version of Harry Potter. Like I was a little kid. I liked it. It was dope. And they took the dude from Step Brothers, the curly haired dude, and made him like a super serious character in the movie.
John C. Reilly.
Ruined the fucking movie. They didn't even make a second movie, and it's like a fucking 7-book series.
Tell me how you really feel.
That's how I feel.
I was just gonna say that.
I'm pissed.
Really good album.
Honestly?
Also came out in 2018. Tell me how you really feel. Courtney Barnett.
I didn't see that one on the
Okay,
list.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't think it did.
Mm-hmm.
I looked at it.
It did.
I didn't see it. I looked through all of them.
You should look again.
No.
You want me to prove it?
Do you know what quarter? It's sorted by quarter. Do you know what quarter it was in?
Q.
Was it in January, February, March?
I think it was in summer.
Was it in April, May, and
Is that
June?
Q1?
Was it July, Q2. August, September?
It would have been
or
Q2.
was it October, November?
It would have been fucking Q2. Okay?
Okay.
Let me say it again.
Kyle.
Q fucking 2.
January, February, March. April, May, June. April, May, June?
Yes.
Yeah. It was June.
June?
What?
That's pretty good.
Yeah. It is pretty good.
Did you just teleport?
Is it
Nicole!
just me, or is it potentially 80 degrees in here?
It's pretty hot. I can open a window if you want.
It could just be my furry socks.
Probably. Those are pretty dope.
Nice.
Yeah, you Oscar Grouch looking ass.
They're on clearance and they feel nice.
It is pretty hot.
Thanks.
I can only imagine what kind of fluids got into those.
What kind of fluids?
Oh my god.
Into my sock? Oh, I don't know. I got them in the mail.
Yeah, I'm fine. Can you close that?
Oh my god.
What else do we want to talk about? We just listed our favorite albums. What else do you know about music?
I was in percussion when I was in middle school, which I'm not a drummer or anything by any means, but I was like the only girl in percussion in my 6th and 7th and 8th grade class.
Mm-hmm.
And in my 8th grade class, the teacher, I had a different band teacher every year. This guy, Mr. Richter, fucking asshole. Shout out to you because you suck. And he wouldn't give me a drum part because he said the drum parts were for the boys. So I only got to play marimba. Some pretty talented marimba player.
Nice.
And timpani.
In spite of Mr. Richter.
Yeah, that's the only thing he let me do.
What a cocksucker.
Yeah, he kind of sucked.
How did she do that?
I said, "You're a sexist," and he was like, "No, I'm not." And I was like, "Yeah, you are." He said, "I can't have a drum." I was a little spit fucking fire, so yeah.
I didn't get to play drums because I didn't play piano beforehand.
See, they talked about that, and I did my year of piano, but they never like actually looked. Like you could have probably lied.
Well,
how would they know?
Exactly.
What is it? Is there a fucking chart?
I don't know, dude. My gym teacher was a douche. Like I was trying to sign up, and they're like, "No, you can't do that." My gym.
Your band teacher.
My band teacher.
Same
my gym
thing.
teacher was dope. He got in trouble for fucking like getting high in the gym office.
That's so
he got
funny.
fired. Yeah.
Our gym teacher was a fucking crazy bastard. We'd always go knock on his office to see what game we were playing before class, and he'd always say, "No room, go away," and we'd be like, "What the fuck?" So we'd knock again, and he'd say it again, "No room, go away." What the fuck?
The fuck?
Fucking
Yeah.
Is he from a different country?
Mr. Krukenberg. We called him Crooked Neck.
Old crooked neck.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he was funny. Funny boy.
Kids are savage.
One time he was singing I'm Leaving by Jesse McCartney.
Good one.
So I'm leaving, never gonna come back again.
Sing it.
Yeah, writing out a bracket.
Yeah.
Leaning up against the bleachers, and I caught him singing that, and I said, "What the fuck are you?" I used to like take my shirt off in class. I was a fucking
weird
nightmare.
Ooh. Then did you like
Yeah.
twirl it and
I pull
throw
my
it on the
fucking
teacher?
gym shorts up to my nipples and take my shirt off.
What grade
That's
was
so
this?
fucking funny. All grades. I literally had him K through 12.
Oh, did you go to a...
He started the year
Did you
that
go to
I
private
started.
school?
No. Went to a really small school. He was the elementary PE teacher, and then I might not have had him 1 year, but he transitioned to high school. So he was like, he started the year we did, and then we were the last graduating class. So he was there
Interesting.
the same amount of time we were.
That's lit.
Lit AF.
I had a lot of good teachers. I hang out with one of my teachers from that I had back in high school.
That's
We
cool.
go get drinks. She's pretty cool.
Do you think she feels weird about hanging out with a former student?
Not at all. Not at all. We were her and.
Are you an old soul?
I
Did
wouldn't
she
say.
touch you?
No.
You can show us on the doll.
Never. I would never. No, she didn't ever.
Okay.
She's an awesome person and a really cool person to talk to. So I keep her in my life.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Shout out one time.
I had a Spanish teacher that I would get lunch with because our birthdays were 1 day apart. every year, but we didn't do it last year. So shout out one time this Oslin. Maybe we'll do it again.
I had this.
She has babies now, so.
I never took Spanish, but I had a cool Spanish teacher that I was like randomly talking to and shit because one of my good friends had to do like a project which involved him singing or something. So he asked me to play guitar for him, and then we played some fucking alt pop punk. I can't remember what it was. I think I played some Rise Against riff and he was singing in Spanish or some shit. But then I like somehow found out that the teacher was really into the band Brand New. So I was like, "You're cool, man. That's awesome." He was like, "Yeah, I go to all the Brand New concerts. I've seen him 6 times." I was like, "Holy shit!"
So then you guys scissored.
No, we just like talked about Brand New.
Scissors Cooker.
Brand New's not like a huge band, so it's
And they're not brand new, so yeah.
They're old school.
You share
Jesse Lacey. He got in trouble for
You share
being aggressive.
6 of the 7 letters that are in the name Brandon.
Brandon.
Yeah, Brandon.
I do. I got that goofy spell.
You're just missing a dub.
If you could be named anything else, what would you be named?
Stop right.
What did you say?
That's so sweet. He said Kyle.
Kyle.
Such a sweet boy. Dude, South Park shit, nobody wants to be named Kyle because then you gotta fucking do that shit.
I had a really good friend named Kyle, and we'd call him Kyle. Yeah.
Every fucking day of my life.
The Kyle that was in my school was a little bitch. I hate him.
You only had one Kyle at your school? A little luxury.
Yeah. Like
I had 18 kids in my class.
Shut up.
And I had another fucking Kyle in my class. You know how annoying it is to have to write Kyle L?
Yeah.
God damn it, Kyle M.
Fuck Kyle.
And he was a Kyle M.
Yeah, that right next to each other.
At least you came first.
I always come first. They set me up. High five.
The Kyle that I hate was in my basketball team, and his dad was the coach. So like he would be the center of everything. And his mom would be there every time, and he would cry every fucking practice because he'd get hurt. Like hurt.
What a bitch.
So I would like purposely go out of my way to fucking knock him over and shit.
Dude,
as you should.
Yeah.
In junior high, I would always cherry pick, which means you just get like wide open down court, ready to make a shot, and they'd pass me the ball, and I'd always trip over my own fucking feet. I'd catch the ball right under the basket and be ready to score and just fucking stumble.
Still do
the
that
coach
shit
was like, "Hey, Albert, we gotta get you some new shoes, man. What the hell?"
The same guy that's like, "No, bro, go away."
No, it's a different guy.
Fucking 2 different accents.
Mr. No,
same
go
time.
He was so fucking fun, dude.
I started basketball when I was in like 1st grade. That was the 1st year I played, and I played until like 5th grade. And my first team I was on was called the Pumpkins. And so I was like, I wanted to decorate my jersey, right? And it was just like an orange t-shirt with like a basketball and a number. And on the back I wrote pumpkins, but I spelt it wrong. I wrote like P-U-M-K-I-N, and then I crossed it out and then wrote it again right under it. And so it's like, that's the jersey that I had for the whole it wasn't like and I remember once, like, not vividly at all, but I remember really vaguely like faking a like breathing attack so that I got out of the game and I didn't have to play because I didn't want to do it.
Sorry.
It's not. I was such a bad. Why didn't I just tell my mom I didn't want to play? You know, it'd save her money, but I'd rather do that shit. Dramatic ass.
Somebody in the stands one time. I was doing homework. I can't remember. I think it was like a 7th grade basketball game, and I was on the 8th grade team, or some vice versa. And some other kids' parents or grandparents started to chant, saying, "We want long grade," and I was like, "No, you don't." I just kept doing my fucking homework.
Come right here.
Leave me out.
They were chanting you?
Yeah.
And you chanted
I'm
back?
like, "No, you don't." No, I'm good right here.
That's funny.
I helped my friend who was like a basketball manager for our high school team. You know, remember the girls that do that? For whatever reason. And she was like, "Yeah, I just need to score this game. Do you want to sit here with me?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." And there was a dad yelling at his kid, "Come on, Connor, get the good D, Connor! Like, get the good D!" And he kept saying it. And me and my friend were just dying. I was like, and when we started saying it with him, like, "Yeah, get the good D, come on!" Like,
fucking D.
because we were probably seniors in high school at that point, and like, what
That's
are you
fucking
saying?
Get the good D. Come on, Connor, get up. Yeah, get it.
Yeah.
Fucking underbite chewing and shit.
Yeah, come on, Connor. Come on.
God, dude.
Was his last name Moots?
Fucking sports
No,
parents
but
are the best.
Fun funny story about Connor Woods for a different time.
You want to tell it this time?
I know.
This is a podcast. Yeah.
Nope.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
that's the 13th time that's happened.
Yeah.
I got something really interesting, but I'm not
It's like
gonna tell you.
Joey.
Sorry, guys, for another time.
We should have a skinny Joey like piece. Like for example, did I talk about Skinny Joey and Jacob's podcast? I don't know. Skinny Joey's my awesome cousin who does ridiculous shit.
He's just really skinny.
Randomly texted me at like fucking like almost midnight, like yesterday or the day before that.
Oh god.
Let me just show you.
Show it.
Fucking far out, dude. Like out of nowhere. He's just.
This boy is wild.
Skinny
Joey.
Skinny Joey.
We got him on the podcast.
Not to be confused with Fat Joey.
Joseph Patrick
We got
Stewart.
him on the podcast, but he won't talk about any of the cool shit he's done.
His last name's
Every time we talk about it, he would just be like, not gonna talk about that.
Yeah, he was like, I did porn once, and we were like, what? You gotta tell us about that.
Yeah,
he was like, nah.
He fucking randomly sent me this picture. Like, what do you want from me? Do you have fucking testicle cancer?
This is his way of telling
That
you
was like
subtly.
today, because that's the same banner they're using right now.
He's telling you subtly that he has testicular cancer.
It was today.
That's crazy.
Whoa, that's a real-time event.
Did
It was
you
at 4:19 a.m.
ask if you got
It's almost 4:20. He's about to blaze up. He's like, I
He
gotta
probably just finished and was like, oh, what is this?
I gotta cure my nut cancer.
Ask him if it was because of the porn he did.
Yeah, probably.
Mhm.
The dude's in North Dakota now.
That's where my sister lives.
Why?
Good.
She went to college in North Dakota, and then she stayed there. Fargo consumed her, and she'll never come back.
For real?
She's in the
For real, she loves it so much.
North
It's pretty
Dakota
cool.
sucks.
No, I mean, like, Fargo's pretty hip and happening. Like, I don't mind it. It's everything's, like, pretty nice and...
Fargo's one letter away from Fago, which happens to be the second episode we ever did. No, third episode. Feet run.
It was a Fago chugging contest.
I mean,
Pete Ron, basically.
whatever you want.
Focused
What
by
is that?
Ron.
Boop, boop.
Wait, focused by
Beep in there.
Cisco.
I'm sorry, I'm just playing with my ponytail.
Oh,
That's all. Just
Okay.
nervous habit.
what is it?
It's a ponytail.
Okay.
Yeah, what's your deal, man?
Is it a... Alright.
Okay.
Next question.
Koalas.
Yeah.
I've got a...
What's going
Yeah.
on koalas?
I'm gonna attack you on your...
Say it. Say it.
I don't know what your stance is.
I already know what you're gonna say.
What? What are you gonna say?
Say it.
The hell?
Koalas
What did I miss?
are awful creatures. They're real dumb.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Dumb?
Is that all you're gonna say?
They're really fucking
Are you
dumb.
saying that because what they eat primarily isn't good for them?
Yeah, it's poisonous. But they've got a hindgut. They can process it and ferment the leaves long enough to
Okay.
give them nutrition.
They're cute.
But if you pull it off the tree and put it on a plate, they don't know what to do with it.
Cute. That is adorable. What are you talking about?
They feed their young by shitting.
Love it.
Fecal pack.
That's how they
Why
get
do you know
chlamydia.
so much about koalas, dude?
There's a nice channel by the name of Zay Frank who does a video called True Animal Facts. And he talks like this.
So, my thing, koalas are adorable. They seem just genuinely happy if they want to eat stuff that poisons them as long as they live, right? Which, because all their trees are getting cut down in Australia, then they have nowhere to go, and then they roam into the roads, and then they get killed. R.I.P. koalas.
Oh, I saw after
Save
you
the
told me about
eucalypters.
koalas, I watched a video where they were trying to save this koala from like a inflatable pool or something, and it attacked the shit out of the dude trying to save him.
They're so
Scratched
Know your
the shit
place.
out of his
Know
arm.
your place.
Yeah, why are you touching the koala?
fecal
What?
pap.
But my thing too is like, because a lot of people go to the chlamydia thing with koalas, and like most cats have herpes, so
What's the deal with chlamydia?
they get it from the fecal matter that they eat as babies.
Fecal pap.
Can they spread that to humans?
No,
Okay, so it's like animal.
no,
chlamydia?
it's like they get it from their mom. Like
Oh.
it's just past the point. Like pretty much all koalas have it,
Okay.
but like most cats have herpes, and they get it from their
Can
moms.
cats pass on herpes?
Yes, the
To
mother
humans?
passes it to the baby. No,
Okay.
No.
I don't know how the diseases
they
work.
have
I
the
think
animal
animal diseases like that are different.
They have the
It's like a
smallest
totally different DNA.
brain
DNA.
size to body mass of any mammal.
I mean, like, how would it
Why
even
are you hating on
transfer it
koalas,
to...
dude?
Yeah, exactly.
What
See,
a-
people have real beefs with them, and I don't get it.
There's a lot of dumb animals, man. Dogs are dumb as shit sometimes.
What an unfortunate existence.
Really. I don't think the koalas that have it that bad. There are animals that have it worse.
Yeah, they're kind of like sloths, dude. They just kind of chill.
Fuck sloths.
Sad.
What other
I'm a
animals do
hater.
you hate, man? You like bears?
Not really.
Do you? What are some of the
Cows are great because they jump. If they get really excited, cows will jump.
That is cute. What are some of the cutest animals you can think of? Do you think those little bush babies are cute with the big eyes? You know what I'm talking about? The sugar glider looking things?
Mm-hmm.
They
No.
are young.
They do. One of our friends, old Jim, has experienced it firsthand.
Give it up for old Jim in the corner.
Do you like monkeys?
Uh,
Gorillas?
no, dude, they're scary. I know a guy that's
Panthers?
a silverback gorilla, but a person.
Well, that's not like
He's
gorillas.
scary.
How about snakes? Are those cute?
Snakes.
Do you like snakes?
Mm-hmm. Very cute.
Yeah.
Fun to hold. Fun to...
Yeah, snakes are
Right on
dope.
the head.
I kind of want a
No.
snake, but they kind of like
I'm
shed
good.
a lot.
They do it in their habitat, though. And then you can just...
Habitat for Humanity.
That's true. But when you pick them up, you kind of get some residue and stuff.
I went-
a little bit.
I went to feed my hungry boys today and pack some food.
Good on you.
Is that your favorite animal?
Feed my hungry boys. What animals do I think are cute?
Is that the
Dogs.
Chipotle run? Feed my hungry boys.
That's the. I've got
That's
a
what you call it now?
I've got a Discord for the Chipotle run. And it's titled "Feed My Hungry Boys."
Mm-hmm. You guys
Oh
ever
my
seen, I think they're called, like, Highland cows or something like Scottish cows? They're like the orange
Sounds
ones
good.
with the long hair.
Oh yeah, those things
Very
are
adorable.
awesome.
Mhm.
What is it?
It's a cow. It's just long hair.
Orange?
Yeah, they're like orange.
You telling
Go-Go
me like
Gadgets.
brown chocolate cows?
Scotland cow.
Go.
He's got it.
Yeah, dude.
I gotta make a pisser or something. I'm feeling.
All right. Well.
It's been nice having me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, these boys.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, looks like an ox, a yak.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
dude. Oh my god.
I'm a little drunk.
Calm down.
Kenny.
It's a nice knob.
I kind of.
You went behind the door.
That's fine. They won't know I'm back here. Welcome back. Thanks for coming.
Oh my god, dude. You're so ridiculous.
Goodbye now. Goodbye.
What are you doing? Are you going to pee or what? What is this?
Working on it.
He's doing it right now. He's gonna hold it so he can just.
I'm gonna prove to the world on camera right now that you can coom fully conscious with a flaccid.
Do it.
Do it.
Oh my god. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
My
Don't do
energy
it.
levels are over 9,000 right now. Do you think they can hear me good?
I hope not.
Out of one ear, yeah, for sure. Stop opening all my doors, dude.
There's just so many. Real fake doors.
What are we doing?
I'm standing behind the door.
Oh. Thought you were gonna pee. Damn, you got a brown belt? That's sick.
Thanks.
Why you only have black belt?
Coincidentally, the degree of martial arts.
Should just leave
Which
that door open.
which
that
I am.
feels great. I'm like so.
Oh, it's super hot.
Yeah. Very warm.
I don't know what this man's is doing.
Do you feel that?
Yeah, it feels good.
You feel it, Mr. Krabs?
So fresh and so clean.
It's fresh and so clean, clean.
But yeah, I'm having fun. It's everything you expected it to be.
Yeah.
I don't really know what this is, but it's pretty fun. It's mostly just hanging out with Kyle with a mic, so
Pretty much. Just shooting the shit.
I dig it, yeah.
Yeah. Totally.
Hang out with friends and stuff.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good time.
Is it still going?
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty funny.
It'll be interesting to watch back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can.
Oh my.
Everything sounds good. It's okay.
I got a healthy streak.
2 of them.
Pee is stored in the balls.
This man's
My mother Snapchatted me.
lit.
It's always pretty interesting, so. It's just a chat.
Oh, lame.
It says I change lives. My mom actually, fun fact, so she's a Zumba instructor.
Nice.
And she was teaching Zumba to somebody, and literally the next day, one of the people in her class had a heart attack and died.
Really?
Well,
So-
in fact, pee is stored in the balls.
Yes, really.
How
So
old
we
was the
always
person?
try to say she was old. It was like, yeah.
Are we leaving this door open?
Think we ain't feel it.
Felix.
You could keep going. It feels awesome. I'm enjoying
For
it.
those of you listening, we're giving it a good fan with the door.
What if I just moved my head and had him fucking whack me for the people?
I can euthanize you if
No.
you want to put your head in between the wall and the door. I'll just shut it real fast.
Oh.
Phil will probably.
What are
be
the
mad.
odds? What are the odds that you slam your finger in the door right now?
We're dancing with the devil.
The highest you can go is 100.
Are we ever gonna go to Topgolf again, or?
Can you slam your finger? What are the odds? What are the odds?
Not very good now. I'm gonna get my nose. I move my hand out of the way.
Oh my god, dude. This is good listening.
Did we give the people what they want?
Yeah.
This
you get what you want.
fucking podcast is one giant shitpost.
Yeah.
This is a physical manifestation of a shitpost. Is what this goddamn podcast is.
It's called
I feel good
shitpost.
about it.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Posting Shittily with your boy
Hey, Ned.
Brandel.
Bridal.
Kynan.
Mhm.
Kynan. Candon.
What's the question, man?
Oh, are we wrapping up?
Did you have something you wanted to ask?
Yeah.
You got Nicole here right now, recorded. What do you want to ask on record? It's gotta be huge.
The world's been dying to know.
You got anything else? You're just gonna do that?
Huh?
Oh, never mind.
What?
I thought you were gonna
You're really fucking this
my
up
God.
for me right now.
Zer.
Zer. Did you know that's an appropriate gender neutral term?
Mm-mm.
Zer.
I did not.
Now you know.
Ryan told us that.
If you're not sure, you say Zer.
Now you know. You never know until you know. You know. You like my girlfriend Skyla.
Yeah.
One time.
Always.
One time we Chelsea and I ran into you somewhere, and we were high out of our minds.
Were you?
Yeah, and we're like, oh fuck, he's
Stoned out of my fucking gourd, man.
fucking gourd. Oh, that's a good one. I'm feeling gourd tonight.
Oh my
And his
gourd.
But yeah, and then we're like, oh shit, he's in fucking regular clothes, man. That's why. We always see him in his
Dress clothes.
his dress clothes.
I always wear
I was gonna say like a sumo outfit.
Yeah, I put this on specifically.
In your denim suit. Your denim on denim look.
My
That's the
denim.
only thing you wear.
A denim jacket. There's this real funny boy by the name of Theo Vaughn. You should check him out.
Yeah.
Stop watching this shit and go watch that instead.
Mhm.
Dude, do we talk about music some more?
I mean,
Do you think your favorite?
Did we talk about music some more or no?
I think we did.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about our favorite albums.
Yeah,
We pondered it aimlessly.
it was awesome.
Don't say that.
I mean, that's
First rule of Fight Club.
the weirdest thing when when you guys provided me the address here, and it was just really weird. Look what it was named as, like.
Whoa, that's what it shows us.
Yeah.
What the hell?
That's fucking wild.
Did you put that in there?
No.
I
Okay.
did.
You made me nervous for a second.
Oh shit.
That'd be
My house has
funny.
been tied.
Because the Instagram calls my actual phone. If you click call on it, it's really pissing me off.
It's not.
Wait, your phone number is linked to our
I
Instagram
can't
account?
unlink it, dude.
Ah.
It will not let me.
Fucker, bud. That's not good.
Go to Instagram.
Instagram.
Call me. Later.
Do
Or
it
right now. See if it'll let you call.
I'm gonna put your phone number on here.
No.
You're gonna find it anyway.
I gotta change it. But yeah.
You wanna post something on our story?
Yeah, we should take a picture quick so everyone knows it happened.
I'm calling it. Hey, look. Yeah, it does come up as Hammond in
That's
my
your
phone.
number.
Fucking
It's wild.
I was hoping that it was just on my side where I would see the call button. Fucking anyone can call me. That's really lame. I don't have to change my number.
You ignored it right in front of your face. It's fucking rude.
Yeah.
He's gonna leave a message.
So that sucks with the Zumba thing. Dude.
I know you're there.
I don't see you.
I can hear you breathing. Why don't you pick up the phone and talk to me? I miss you. I'll see you tomorrow at school, baby girl. I love you. We're just gonna let this rip, and then you'll have this in 2 places.
Cool.
Doing a data backup right now.
I'll just post this as the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, Kyle, what's that question, man?
Do you have anything else you'd like to say? Now's your chance. You're talking to the whole world.
Yeah, the whole world.
It's on CBS
Thanks
Primetime.
for chatting with me and occupying my Thursday. Had a nice
Yeah.
time.
Well, don't. No. Hold on.
Okay. Sorry. I did it wrong.
We're not.
You have anything else you have to say? No. Don't say that.
Not that. Anything important?
Anything important?
Do you have other topics? Any strong
Is there anything you want to
ones?
talk about?
I'm gonna ask you one more fucking question.
Mm-hmm. Ask me.
Not yet. Do you have anything else you'd like to say?
I don't think so.
And then I'm gonna ask you a question.
Ask me a question.
And then we'll do the salutatorians.
Okay. I'm ready for that question.
Hold on.
Think of it.
Don't rush me.
Okay.
This is a process.
Oh my god.
Can't come on here as a first time guest and be dictating the flow.
I'm the first lady guest though, so
That's a big
Brandon.
we didn't shout that
That
out.
that is.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Brandon can't dictate the flow.
Mhm.
I'm the one who knocks.
He does knock a lot.
Come on. Is there anything else you want to say?
No, I'm good. Yeah,
You said your piece.
I think I've said enough for myself to look back at and be intrigued.
Satisfied.
Well, I'm talking about.
Okay.
Yeah,
Final question I have for you.
totally.
What's the key to living a fulfilled life?
What's the key to living a fulfilled life?
That's what I said. I'm the one who asks it. You answer.
Yeah, I guess the key to me for a fulfilled life is just surrounding myself with people that make me happy. That makes me feel fulfilled when I can see people that are close to me, like, really.
Filling up your fave 5.
Yeah. I get a lot of
How many slots you got?
stimulant from my friends, so that's always good.
Hell yeah.
They build me up.
Why
Shout out
do
Jade
you
Owens.
build me up?
My girl. And Hank, my cat.
No ho Hank.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
How many slots do you have?
I think just one slot and then the other one soldered in, so you can't do anything with it. Koch is talking to you. What do you think is the key to living a fulfilled life?
You can't ask me that. That's for the last one before we go out of business. Okay, now is hello.
I'll see you tomorrow at school, baby girl. I love you.
It's the message.
Cool. It was fun.
Hold on.
Bye.
Wait. No, hold on. A gosh darn minute. Wait it.
Why a tech?
Hello.
Hi.